Good morning, everyone, and very warm welcome back to Shreveport, Louisiana. If you were with us yesterday, you will have seen a very exciting day. Our welcome party to the United States for Ultimate Pool USA was huge. The shootout was so much fun. 15 great matches, so much drama, so many storylines throughout the day. But it was Dynamite Darren Appleton that walked away with the title. Great to see Darren back in with trophy in his hand. Today, though, it's a complete change of pace. We're going to give a little bit more time on the match clock. We're going to have the Louisiana Open, 50 minutes on the match clock. It's a race to 7, a little bit more time to breathe out here for the players, but it is still Ultimate Pool, so it still does have the elements of the match clock, and for the final 10 minutes, the short 15-second shot clock as well. We have just got underway with all the matches in the opening round. There's an awful lot of matches going on right now, 32 tables behind me. It's a 256-man double elimination field. There's going to be an awful lot pool played over the next few days, and we're going to show you the opening round matches here on the main table. This is what we've got coming up for you in our first session today, and we're going to start off with a man that gave us so much in the shootout yesterday, Roberto Gomez, who was on the brink of winning the title, and he just came up short against Darren in the final. It was so close though, but he's going to be starting us off, and he is taking on Lindsay, one of the amateur players playing in the tournament here. And then we'll see Billy Thorp. We didn't get to see him yesterday, but he will be here today playing in the Open, and he is taking on Jason Copan. And then Jonathan Hennessy, who we did see play yesterday, got knocked out by Chris Melling. He'll be taking on Braden Gallegos. And then Torsten Hoffman, so many big titles for Torsten. He'll be finishing off our afternoon session here against Drew Martin. So 4 really good matches. All of them are going to be 50 minutes. It's race to 7, and it should be an awful lot of fun. Join us after this short break, and we'll get the action going. Here we go then, day 2, and it should be a cracker. It is the opening day of the Louisiana Open, though. This will last for 3 days. We've got an awful lot of players playing in this event, double elimination, and we will be handing out the trophy early evening on Sunday night. Simon Webb and Stephen Wyatt with you for this one. And Stephen, we saw an awful lot of Roberto yesterday, and I have to say it was really enjoyable. He brought so much to the shootout.
Yeah, it was a good pleasure watching Roberto play. He really took this format and kind of grabbed it by the horns and said, you know what, I like this, I'm going to do it. And he played well, played very, very well. Here he's drawn Heath Lindsay, who is a local player to this area, And Heath will have an opportunity here to show what he can do. The bright lights can be almost, they can almost just really put a ton of pressure on you and the arena feel. But it's going to be a good day. A lot of pool today. And these are races to 7 with a 50-minute match timer. It's going to be really, really fun to see this one go down. Roberto Gomez, Heath Lindsay, first match of the day. I did see on there that we have Billy Thorp coming up, and Billy's another one of those players that I feel like this format he will thrive in. And we are underway. The Louisiana Open is on its way. 3 days of immaculate pool. Of course, the day we saw yesterday. And here we are. Opening rack, opening match, opening day. Roberto Gomez to break. And continuing with his success yesterday, he has a very good break, makes several balls. The only caveat here is he doesn't have a phenomenal shot to shoot at. He's going to take this 13 in the bottom right corner. Played that one very, very well. And now, after the tough opener, this is kind of a tic-tac-toe rack. I don't see too many issues. Superman starting off strong against Heath Lindsay.
Not hanging about as well, is he? Just going to fly through it like he did yesterday for the majority of the day.
Yeah, and with the extended match timer, this is 50 minutes on a race to 7. So he's not going to let that clock come into play for sure. Really good opening rack here for Roberto. Heath's going to have an opportunity to see what he can do, because Roberto's won rack number 1. Wow. Roberto just really playing well. He played well all day yesterday in that absolute nail-biter match between him and Darren in the finals. Darren Appleton, dynamite. Really, really impressive last night. And the shootout was so much fun. I really can't say enough to all the players that played in it. All of those guys are class acts, and it was a beautiful thing to watch.
It really was. And like I say, Roberto was a huge part of it, and it felt like it was going to be his title as well. I think 4-1 up in the final at one stage and had an opportunity for 5-1, didn't go his way, and credit Darren with an awful lot of good pull there to get back into it, but dry break in the decider always hurts.
Right after the golden break,
right
really
after
set
the
him
golden
up in the hill.
Yeah.
And Darren, that's just credit to Darren. He took a big lump right there with that golden break, and he was able to compose himself and come back and take the championship home.
Yeah, it was brilliant to watch. It really was. Of course, no golden breaks in play today. The Louisiana Open. It's not part of the International 8 Ball rules. It's a tournament rule, so we are playing International 8 Ball rules here.
And speaking of, that would have been one right there if we were playing those rules. Good thing we aren't for Roberto, because that could have been a close rack.
Yeah, so we get to see Heath for the first time. This is going to be a big challenge for him, you feel, coming out here against Roberto. It would have been a big challenge anyway, but Roberto having an awful lot more experience out there simply because he'd been playing yesterday as well. So you feel the first rack or two where he gets some table time is going to be hugely important for Heath.
Well, and it's also, not only are you playing Roberto, not only is it the very first round, but you're in this arena. The lights are there, the people are watching, the pressure is immense, almost crushing. If you've never been in a situation like this, fires the ball in the side pocket here. The 6 ball is kind of tough for him. That 6-5 is in a really, really bad spot. And the table conditions here are probably a lot different than what he's normally playing on. I know what pool hall he plays out of, and these conditions with the lights and the humidity, it's going to be a little different. There you see the bobble. He wasn't that far off, but it just didn't go.
Yeah, he was going to be in trouble even if it did go, though, so he sort of was putting himself into trouble.
Roberto here just needs a bump there. He really needed that bump.
Yeah, it's not all lost here for Heath. I mean, there's still some problems out there for Roberto that's going to take a lot of solving.
Yeah, the positive for Heath here is that when Roberto does break that out, if he doesn't leave himself a good shot, he's going to be breaking Heath's balls out too, in a sense. So it's really, when Roberto tries to break this out, he has to get it out and has to have a shot. If not, he may be opening up the rack for Heath to take it.
Just a save here from Roberto, and it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, a little bit of maybe a two-way shot, but he's definitely not able to take that 4-ball now, which is really what was his duck. That's the ball he needed to be able to see.
I just wonder if he can go super aggressive here. And just, is there a combo one that?
And it looks like that might be what he's trying.
And this could open everything up. No, he's just going to keep it tight and contained. I don't blame him for that, but you just get excited. I mean, all the shots we saw yesterday, you just never know. So.
Yeah, and some of that is play style. If he's not an aggressive player like that, I personally, if I saw it the way I saw it here, I might have fired at that ball for that combo.
Yeah, no, he's played a containing shot, but may not contain Roberto because he's got the perfect breakout here. Well, it wasn't guaranteed to go well, and it hasn't.
Yeah, he can definitely see it, but the question is, can he make it and get a shot on his next ball?
Yeah, he did have the gap, but couldn't make it. So here we go then, Heath. This is a big moment in the match, you feel. Obviously, we've got a big favourite and a big underdog, but if Heath can get out here and just get himself into the match, settle in, this could be a big moment for him.
Yeah, and that was just maybe a lack of concentration there by Roberto. Good chance here.
I just wonder whether it would have been better on the angle he had just to maybe come and deal with the 6-ball. He could have gone forward and maybe go 2-rail and take the 6-ball up the table and just kept the 4, because he's now got to play a good shot.
And he opted to go up and above the 9. He clipped it a little bit. There was a possibility there where he could have shot that 5-ball in the side pocket with a roll up for the 6. Maybe there was something he didn't like about it.
Yeah, it just crossed himself a little bit on the pattern there.
Well, he's semi-fortunate here that he didn't leave the 13 ball, but Roberto's going to have a shot here on the 10. Oh,
that's a bit of a wide from Roberto, and he's fortunate to keep the cue ball on the table there. He gives away cue ball in hand, it's frame over.
Yeah, and Roberto, this is not the same Roberto we saw last night. Maybe he hasn't had his coffee yet. Maybe
a late night early start, isn't it?
There's a good shot there. Needs this ball to move.
Yeah, and again, that's a sign the cushions aren't going to play quite as fast as you'll see on the other tables in the building with the cloth that we have on here, brand new.
There's a good shot there.
What a shot that is, though, yeah.
And Heath Lindsay, local Shreveport, says, I'm not going down without a fight. 1-1 here in this opening match for the Louisiana Open. Yes. Ultimate Pool USA. We are rocking and rolling. This is very exciting.
Yeah, that's fantastic for Heath. He needed that. You felt it was one of those frames he just needed to get on the board, and brilliant that he has.
Yeah, and the type of player Roberto is, I have a feeling here that Roberto is not going to make those same mistakes again. This is something that we saw a little bit with Darren in the first round. Darren played his first round in the shootout. He wasn't pocketing balls the way he normally did. He wasn't playing the balls the way he normally does, and it almost cost him the match. And he really turned it on in his next match. So I think Roberto here, he sees that Heath can give him a little bit of a run for his money. He's going to have to stay on the ball, is Roberto.
Absolutely. Plenty of matches going on. I said that when I was out in the arena, just getting us going. Plenty of matches already underway. Here's the first round, and a couple of eye-catching results. Tyler Steyer's already out there 4-0 ahead of James Dixon. Very quick start for Tyler. Very disappointed he lost out to Roberto in the semis last night.
Yeah, the match is already underway. It's going to be a long, fun day of pool. Uh-oh. Roberto there with a big scratch on the break. This is not good.
And this is a good layout here for Heath. Well, what an opportunity he has right now. Settled in after winning the previous frame. Now he's got an opportunity to run out here and get the lead.
Yeah, and this is simply just picking the right balls, picking what feels comfortable, and taking your time and planning your run to make it as simple as possible. It's going to take the one ball here. And he's got a few options. He could try and hold for the 3 in the side. I kind of like the 5 ball in the corner.
I think my first ball would have been the 3 down to the bottom left, and then you play what he's done. So the shot he's just played, then you got this one, then you're coming down the right hand side, and the last 2 are at the bottom for you. So he might end up with that 3 just kind of adrift from the rest of his work.
Yeah, the 3 ball is kind of a wild card, but I do like what he did here.
Yeah,
he adjusted. Now he has an opportunity to take the 1 and move over for the 3. So he's running the same pattern, it's just in a different order.
He's looking back up the table here, but I think now that he's down and he's on the 7, I think he needs to deal with the 7-6 and then go back up, because he may not get better on the 7 than he is now. Although that's an excellent shot, but I still stand by that it's going to be a tougher shot now to get as good on the 7 as he was, or the 6.
And this is just, you see this a lot in 8-ball, especially in the United States. The pattern play here is everybody has a different style. Everybody sees the pattern so differently. So we're going to see a lot of very unorthodox patterns.
What I like, though, is he's obviously made a... No, he's got himself in trouble because he'd recovered, didn't he? He got himself back in shape. All he had to do was just find the line up the middle of the table, and he just got a tip too low in that one.
Yeah, and that's where, as a player, you have to navigate your red zones and your green zones. You want the cue ball to stay away from everything, make it easy to move. That's your green zone. Stay away from the other balls. That's your red zone.
Yeah, and it ends up being the 3 ball that costs him, and that was the one I think I would have started with.
He did get a little fortunate here with the way he bumped that 14, because now it is tied up against the 8 ball. So Roberto's going to have to work a little harder to get to that. He doesn't have just an open shot on it.
And he's tied up the 9 as well. Although it's still massive favourite in this one for Roberto.
Trying to just stun forward to bump that 14. It's okay, though, because he's got it right here. The 13 ball bumping into the 14 to break that out. Again, as Simon said, the 9 ball still...
Oh, here we go. Scratch.
An issue.
I thought he was going to just get a little unfortunate there, but he's okay.
Good shot there. Roberto still trying to work out this 9 ball. I think he's come out okay on this shot. He's going to be able to set up nicely. They came right back together.
I don't think he's on the 12 either.
Yeah, so I think here he's just got to try and play the tap safe and get behind the 12. Is that what you see?
Yeah, just make sure the cue ball reaches the rail and you'll be good here.
Doesn't want to overroll it. Doesn't want to give Heath an opportunity, because that 3 ball, it does look like it does just sneak into the top right-hand corner.
You can actually see the edge of the 12, which might make life easier because you can go up to the top rail.
There, the first sign of the shot clock. Haven't seen it an issue yet, but Roberto calling his extension there.
Oh, decided stakes it long.
And I think here, just able to shoot the 15 ball, the 9 ball's pretty open. He doesn't have to do much, just there's one little path there that he doesn't want to end up in. I think he'll be fine. And not the straightest, easiest shot, but not an issue.
Recovered well with that 12 down the table.
Yeah, that was an important shot there. He's lucky that he was able to see that piece. And here we are on the verge of Roberto retaking the lead. Opening match of the Louisiana Open. 2-1, Roberto Gomez over local Heath Lindsay.
Yeah, missed opportunity for Heath because he looked like he'd done the hard work. His pattern was evolving. He was trying to find a way, and he actually got himself in perfect shape. All he had to do was just come up to the centre of the table and then just make the two remaining balls, but just got his line wrong.
So in yesterday, because the matches were a little shorter and the match clock was shorter, we saw that come into play a lot. I just looked over. I'm actually surprised by the time. We're sitting at the 37-minute mark.
Yeah.
That's a lot more time off than I thought it would be. So I was, before this all started, I was trying to work out 50 minutes, races to 7, how is that looking? And I couldn't determine whether or not it would come into play a lot, a little, all the time, none of the time. So I'm still trying to work that out a little bit. This looks like about average of what we have based on last night. But I'm anxious to see how many of these match clocks come into play.
Yeah, me too. You should see most of the matches completed, I would suggest, at 50 minutes. We saw a lot completed at 30 minutes race to 6 yesterday, but a slightly different style, and obviously that was the cream playing, the best playing the best, and we're going to see early on it's a completely open draw, so you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and the conclusion of the opportunity for a 6-ball shootout is always exciting. Roberto here really trying to figure out the best way to go about this. Really taking his time, trying to plan the run. And he's played this one pretty well.
Yeah, this is okay. He's got a route out. 4 balls fine in the side. I don't know if does it go in the corner as well? It probably does.
I think it might be able to go in that corner, but I don't think that's where he's going to play it now. With the way he's played this ball, it looks like he's taking the 1 ball and then possibly the 6 ball to set up for the 4.
Yeah, the way he's going about this, you'd feel that he needs the 8 to go into the bottom corner, but I think it goes.
And he'll be able to just keep this ball close to this right-hand side of the table. Maybe a little more angle than he wanted, but just a little stun off the rail. Should be able to see the 4 into the side. Still room for error. He hit it pretty well. Well, and couldn't have hit that one any better. Beautiful shot there. 8 ball in the corner. Extending his lead 3-1. Roberto Gomez, Superman, playing Heath Lindsay here. So later today we do have the beginning of the women's event, correct?
That's correct, yeah. They'll be coming up a little bit later on today. Scheduled for around, I think, 4 o'clock it gets underway.
32 ladies. Awesome. Oh, look here. We have some score updates. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, plenty of matches going on, as we say, and it's a race or a few, actually, isn't there, to A few 5-0, 6-0s. You can see all these on ultimatepoolusa.com as well. All the live scores from all the events are there, so you can keep a track on everyone and anyone you want to.
The one that jumps out to me is Cleve Thompson and Paul Hedrick. Paul is a local Shreveport guy, plays pretty well. We saw Cleve yesterday. We know Cleve plays well. That has the opportunity to be a really, really good match. I'm excited to see that it's fairly close. Most matches starting off slow, except for Tyler Sire going up big 5-0 against James Dixon. Dallas Broussard from the lower Louisiana area, phenomenal player. I'm sure we'll get a chance to see him at some point this weekend.
He's off to a flyer, isn't he?
Absolutely, 6-0.
He might be the first player into the second round. Oh, another scratch from Roberto. Not as good a lead though this time for Heath. A lot more work.
Maybe a little deja vu from last night. Having trouble there in that shootout with some scratches on the break. Definitely wants to figure out how to not do that. And Heath here with another opportunity. For anybody in the Louisiana area, if you're not here and you have the opportunity to be, I invite you to come out, see the beautiful arena, see the beautiful setup. This is absolutely an amazing setup here. I can't say enough good things about everyone who helped build the arena, to design it. It's beautiful. It's so much fun to watch. It gives you that big match feel. And Heath here feeling a little bit of pressure, I'm sure, because of the surroundings.
Yeah, a much tougher layout than the one that got away from him as well. Got a real problem with the 8-ball. Break it out now. Just wants to do it with control though. Got the 3-ball rather than the 8-ball, and that's no good. It wanted to just be a nice little control cannon onto the 8-ball.
He really wanted to come into the high side of it, got a little lower, and now he's really in a tight spot. In this situation, I feel like your best opportunity is the 14 kick to the side pocket. Maybe a little bit of pace here put on this ball. The hit, I think, is the most important.
Good solid hit. But his chance is gone.
Yeah, and the 3-ball's in a weird spot, but Roberto actually has a great setup for it. If he can make an opening shot here, I think he's off to the races. Yeah, perfect layup with that 5-ball. Able to shoot the 3. He's going to have the 4-ball next. Really set himself up nicely for this run out.
Starting to build a rhythm up, isn't he? He's starting to really go nice. Just a break that's sort of letting him down right now. But still playing a level.
Yeah, playing phenomenal. If he can figure out the break, I feel like that rhythm will increase and he'll begin to play a lot faster, a lot smoother. Roberto's always been a rhythm player, and you're seeing it here. Stop shot after stop shot there. He's really feeling it now. He just needs to get his break under control. Good out there. Roberto Gomez continuing the lead here. Heath Lindsay maybe feeling the pressure of the lights of the arena. He needs to do something. He's shown that he has the ability to pocket balls pretty well. He's had a few opportunities that just got away from him. We'll get to see what he can do next as we move into rack number 6.
Yeah, I feel like he's just that rack 3. That was his opportunity to get in front and really put Roberto under pressure, and the problem he's got now is that Roberto's so relaxed and he's just into the match and playing some good stuff. I think he knows that he's going to get the number of chances he needs to win the match, so it's on Roberto now, rather than Heath really pushing him and, you know, giving him a bit of a scare here.
Yeah, and the further that lead continues, the more Roberto will relax, and relax in a good way. He's not going to make mistakes from the relaxation. He's going to get more into rhythm. He's going to feel better around the table, more confident. You definitely don't want a player like Roberto to be relaxed. He's going to play even better than he already does.
Oh no, it gets worse for Heath here. Jumps the cue ball off the table. And that's worse than the scratch, because it's cue ball in hand anywhere on the table here for Roberto Gomez. One of the features of international 8-ball rules.
Yeah, a little extra punishment for throwing that cue ball off the table. And for me, that's one of these rules that I absolutely love. A little bit worse than the scratch. And Roberto opting to stay in the kitchen.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't realise. You'd feel like if he did, you would be down somewhere, kind of in the racking area.
Yeah, maybe addressing that 3-4 issue.
Yeah, you could maybe take the 4 in the side, and that what he's doing now, essentially. He could have given himself ball in hand. Perfect position there.
I think it's going to work out for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's back. He's absolutely in. Oh, couldn't be more perfect.
Well, and you can tell now, just kind of as we were talking about, Roberto is comfortable, and it's going to continue to be like this if he doesn't make a mistake, and I don't see him making one in this rack. Just 20 minutes into this match, and Roberto looking to go up 5-1.
That wasn't the best of shots from Roberto. Shouldn't be a problem for him.
Cue ball moving around, and he got a good movement off that back rail with a little bit of inside. Great shot there by Roberto. Not the best shot shape, but he makes it happen. 30 minutes and 9 seconds left on the match timer. Really, Roberto with a good pace here, going into rack number 7. This is a race to 7, a little different than what we saw yesterday in the shootout. Races to 7 with the 15-minute match timer. Roberto from the Philippines, but residing in Houston, Texas. House pro down there at Bogies. And Roberto here breaking, wants to get a better break than he has in the past couple games. Really wants that cue ball to stay up.
He's just going to change his mind.
And there's the kick. A lot of what we saw yesterday, but no balls down.
Yeah, throwing everything at it, but not really working.
Yeah, and a tough opener here for Heath. Has the option to shoot either stripes or solids. Not a great shot on either one, but he opts for the stripes. He's going to have to contend with the 12 ball. He'll have an opportunity to move it in just a moment. It's just a matter of whether or not he can move it and get it out to where it can be made. And kind of in a sticky spot right here, not sure whether to shoot the 11 in the side or the 10 in the corner. Going for the big movement on the ball next to the 12, and he can see the 12 ball, but he's going to have a difficult time making it and getting shape. And he does still have that stripe up in the top right-hand corner of the table at the breaking end that he's got to deal with as well.
He's got to be careful not to foul here as well. Dangerously close to the 4-ball.
Yeah, all ball fouls. Not something that most Americans are going to be used to, but I, for one, think it's a welcome addition. I love the structure. He's going to have a tester here. Maybe playing for the safe here, playing the 14, making the 4. No, just backed up to it. And our referee here taking a look says no, it's not touching.
Yeah, may have missed a trip because I don't think he's going to gain any advantage out of that. If he plays the loss of turn, then leaves the 14 over the pocket and he has a route back in. And he's going to get cue ball in hand, but hasn't really still got a shot. Well, I suppose short side him on the 14 and come down. Maybe he does have a shot.
Yeah, and he's really only tied his 14 ball up worse. In a ball in hand situation, you're wanting to take these balls down here where he's at, but it's going to be very difficult to get in position for the 14.
Yeah, maybe he can come forward and play the 11 off the 14 or off the 4.
Another creative shot we might see here. He's got to get the clip and he's got to get the cue ball away from that 7-8. Looks like he's stroking forward on it. That's a great shot.
That's a beautiful shot. Knowledge from Roberto as well. Still needs another good one. That 8-ball is guarded.
Yeah, I think his best route is just to go down the center of the table, just on the right-hand side, and shoot the 8 in the side pocket.
Needs a good nudge. And that is not a good one.
Now, here, that creativity can come into play. I like playing the 8-ball off the 5. I don't see a good safety shot. There's too many balls on the table. I think this is a risk-reward situation.
Oh, just too much.
And again, hats off to Heath Lindsay on that one. I do think that was the right shot in the situation. Just wasn't able to make the 8-ball go. Roberto here setting up for another good run out. Lots of matches still going on. Do we have our first winner yet, Simon?
Well, Tyler Steyer has won 7 frames to 1 over James Dixon. I'm just trying to find out if there's any others.
Dallas Brassard.
Yeah, 7-1 victory for him as well. So 2 players already through to the second round. Played later on today. That's evening sessions.
Yeah.
All of the losers of today's matches are not back in action till tomorrow. Nobody coming out of the tournament until Saturday. And their loser round matches will get underway tomorrow morning. But there will be plenty of mini tournaments to play in today for the players as well.
Well, and if this keeps going the way it's going for Heath Lindsay, he's going to have a chance to play some minis because Roberto on the hill in this race to 7. And Heath with a big hump to get over.
Roberto's played well, but there's 2 really big missed opportunities, you feel, for Heath that could have been the difference in this match. It could be an awful lot tighter if he takes those 2. Obviously, you don't know how the match plays out because of the sort of dynamics of it, but if he takes those 2 chances, the match is an awful lot closer. And he's starting to put the pressure onto Roberto, but not really happened for him.
Yeah, unfortunately for Heath, those 2 big errors early, and that's what they were. They were early. He looks like he's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
He's kind of gotten into a little bit more of a groove. You would think if he was that comfortable in the beginning, maybe those issues wouldn't have happened. But unfortunately, that's the way it's happened now. He's got an opportunity here. It's a big hill to climb, but it's not impossible.
Well, that's not going to help or make him feel any better. Complete miscue on the break. So it will be Roberto Gomez will essentially have the choice, but he's going to take it, as we talked about yesterday.
Never seen somebody give
Never
the
seen
break
anyone
back.
give it back.
Big break here. Ball goes down. Well, and it's not the easiest layout in the world, but there's not a ton of issues. He has an opportunity here to take the solids. If he can make that 3 ball, he has no problem balls taking the solids. Unfortunately, that 3 is the issue right now. It's kind of a tough shot from here. Obviously, if he takes the stripes, the 13 ball is going to have something happen where he can make that one. Roberto here checking the time. Well, he takes the stripes, so he must have a plan for that 13. I think maybe he wanted to take the solids, he just didn't have a good opening shot on him.
I think the 14 in the side's the easiest way to break it out. That's what he's gone up for.
That's a good call, Simon. Yeah, and here he's just got to make sure that the 13 is clear for a pocket, which it is.
It's really nice. Well worked out, isn't it? That couldn't get there immediately like he would have wanted to, but found a way. And now it's just a case of holding yourself together and booking your place in the second stage.
And great showing again by Roberto. He was last on the TV table just almost 12 hours ago. And back again here. Not a whole lot has changed. He started a little slower, made a few more errors, but really come to the table confident in the last few racks. And just an 8 ball away from winning his first round match here at the Louisiana Open.
Yeah, very nice indeed from Roberto Gomez. Very solid match. Maybe just the break to work out, but he does finish with a break and run, and he books his place in the second stage. He may have come up just one match short yesterday, but he's got his eyes set on the Louisiana Open, and we'll find out how he feels about it very shortly.
Well, welcome back down to the arena. Roberto, very good match there. Congratulations on getting through. Quickly talk to you before we talk about this match, talk about last night. Obviously, really, really good run. You've had a little bit of time to think about it. You were oh so close to getting your hands on the first title.
Yeah.
How does it feel now?
Oh, I feel okay.
Yeah.
I feel okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to lose. I'm used to okay, so I'm used to it. Don't worry.
But what was the overall experience of the day like? Did you enjoy the shootout? Enjoy the format?
Yeah, I like the format. I really love this format. It's fun. It's kind of, excitement and pressure are there. It's fun. I like.
We like seeing you under pressure. We like seeing it. Yeah, all the players under pressure is always good for us to watch.
Trust me, I lose a million times. This is fun to me. I love it.
Talk about this match in particular, though. Really solid. Early start after a late finish last night, but you played some good stuff.
Yeah, I slept good last night and get a good breakfast. Then feel like Superman back again.
Superman's back. Was the obviously a little bit more breathing room? You got 50 minutes to play a race to 7 after yesterday's 30 for 6. It's all good.
That's too long for me. Can you please? No, just kidding. Yeah, but anything.
Yeah.
Rules. Do whatever your rules is. And I like the rules, but it's like it's a competition about whatever the rules is.
Yeah, you'll just go with it.
Yeah, I'll just go with it. Yeah, as long as you and me will do the same rules, do whatever.
You can figure it all out.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Why not? Absolutely. Well, you're obviously into the next round. This one's obviously a little bit longer. We've got 3 days of action. Obviously, you're just placing yourself one more match today, gets you into tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So it's a case of just going get some food, get some rest, and come back for tonight, I guess.
Yes, I will. I'm gonna get some. There's nice, good foods here.
Yeah.
And rest.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Well, we'll look forward to seeing when you're back for your second round match, and we'll see you all again after this short break. Plenty more action on the way.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for a slight delay. The last match finished a little bit quicker. Obviously, players are scheduled to play at set times. This match is, so it's just a few minutes ahead of its actual schedule, but we are just about ready to go. And there is Billy Thorp, ready to get underway in this one. This is the opening round of the Louisiana Open. Jason Copan is Billy's opponent. Race to 7. We've got 50 minutes on the match clock after yesterday's shootout where we had 30 minutes races to 6. So just a little bit more sedate, a little bit more time for the players just to breathe out there. And it is going to be Jason to get us underway. As it sort of similar feel to the previous match, you know, important for Jason, I think, to settle in, get used to the environment, get used to the cameras and the lights, and try and relax and play your best stuff. If you can do that, then really take it to Billy. But no doubt that Billy will start as favourite. It's not worked out for him. He's got some issues here to deal with now. Might just be able to get to the 7, and if he can still get out here. Yeah, that's not bad. Still got a huge problem with the 1 ball. Oh, what a shot that is. Oh, he's unlucky. Shot deserves so much more, but now he is fully in trouble. As I have company joining me in commentary box, and Grant Zemp joins me, and as a member of the Jam Up team, it must be nice for you to see the Louisiana Open shirt being played on the TV table. It's pretty cool.
It's definitely a different perspective in here compared to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Out in the hallway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good to get a little bit of a break, jump in on the mic with you. I appreciate it. Billy Thorp and Jason Copan doing some battle.
Yeah,
this is rack number 1.
This is the opening rack, and this is Billy's first visit to the table. Jason had to break and didn't quite work out for him. He chased a tough finish, and he's just opened up the rack here for Billy.
Cleanup time here for Billy. Really nothing to do here. Pot the balls and call her good.
It's what I always think is nice in the opening rack when you get, you come to the table second, your opponent's got a few out of the way, and you can just relax and get your cue arm through the ball a little bit and just get yourself, because you've got so much more room to play with.
Totally agree. Right, it's a gift that in rack number 1, if you can walk to the table and really have no traffic to worry about, certainly will help and add to the confidence. Get a little bit of that elbow grease moving. Although certainly nothing new for either one of these gentlemen. And what a final it was yesterday.
Yeah, well, what a tournament all the way through. There's so many brilliant matches.
Yeah, it's been pretty phenomenal, I must admit.
Billy just calling his pocket. Not required at international 8-ball rules, but saw that a little bit yesterday. Old habits die hard.
They sure do.
You can make it in any pocket, and I think our referee Trish Murphy is just covering that a little bit. Not entirely sure what they're talking about, but
Yeah, probably. Listen, you don't have to call the pocket. If you make the ball, you continue on. So it's kind of a hybrid, I guess, between 9-ball and 8-ball in some respects.
yeah, it's 8-ball but the differences are so minor. I think across the board, it's just there's 2 or 3 that you just need to kind of take note of and keep an eye on. So it's well, now Trish is just talking to both players. So it's just saying no sunglasses in the arena.
Yes, he's probably the one.
The lighting,
I didn't even know they were up there.
The lighting's so good out there. I don't blame him for wearing the sunnies, to be honest with you.
Yeah, completely agree. And in all fairness, again, right? I don't think he understood or realized that they were even up there.
No,
Right? I'm guilty of the same thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But a nice start for Billy. It was a tough one for Jason. I just think in this match, obviously, Billy hugely experienced and a brilliant CV, that he's going to be a huge favourite in this game. One of the big favourites you'd feel for the tournament itself. So it's a tough job out there for Jason. And
I agree. Right, it's uphill battle for Jason, but just another day at the office for Billy.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge, isn't it? It's can you elevate your game? Can you play your best on the biggest stage? And for some players, it's tough out there.
Well, and I mean, like we say on the stream that I have, there is a different element when you're playing under pressure on the stream and against a fellow like Billy Thorp. Right, all of those things come into play, and I guess you've just got to find a way to deal with that, elevate your game, and do the best you can do.
Well, that's a huge break from Billy and a great chance to go 2-0 here straight away.
So 10-ball really is the issue here, but easily you can get on that 10-ball off this 14-ball. Clear up this stuff on the bottom, 14, 10, 9, finish off with the 8. Should go up 2-0.
Yeah, it's pretty much a roadmap for him.
It sure is. And again, right, it's still building the confidence, but it certainly helps when they dress up like this.
This is the sort of layout that Jason would have loved to have in the opening frame, but he just had problems and issues all over the table.
Yeah, he's going to change up the pattern just a little bit, leave the 11 for last, I would assume. Interesting.
You were thinking he was just going to drift up for?
Yeah, I thought he would just kind of stick there and put the 10 past the 9 into that top right-hand corner.
Oh, okay, it passes the 9, yeah. I thought if it did pass the 9, then that was the shot. Although he would have been probably the wrong angle on it, but that was not too tricky to solve.
Oh, how well did he hit that? How well did he hit that again? Got to be a little bit tricky. Or careful, I should say. Cue ball going to glance off that 6, I believe. No need. Is he there, though? He's there.
Yeah, nicely done from Billy. Just floating through the finish and very quickly 2-0 in front. Nice,
yeah, and he's got a nice pace, right? He's not too fast, not too slow. Just kind of methodically working through the rack.
Yeah, got his own style out there and just finds a rhythm. Ease into the tournament. But Jason's had one chance and didn't take it, and it was tough, and then you sit there and watch 2 frames go by, and it's tough, that can be, but he's got to come up and find another good break, and he's got to get in the match early or he's going to struggle.
I agree, and that's always going to be the mental challenge, right? You make an attempt to take down rack number 1, you don't quite get there, and like you said, 2 racks go by with you sitting in your chair, so you've got to be able to handle that on the mental side and just say, okay, that's in the past, let's do what I can do from here out.
Some scores going on around the room. Big deciding frame going on there. Top of the draw, Dustin Calhoun and Donald O'Connor, 6-6. Race to 7. No match clocks on these matches, so it can go the full distance. And disappointment for Jason, comes up with nothing on his second break.
And if he's going to get back into the match, that's going to be one of the key elements, I think, for him to be able to accomplish that. He's got to get that break under control, make a ball, and then just slowly kind of pick away. But to come up dry, that especially against a fellow like Billy Thorp, that's not too often you're going to do much damage.
No, and it's actually a good lead here for Billy. There is no real problems on the table.
No, this is some tricky shape, but if he can execute, this should be another one on the ticker for Mr. Thorp.
Yeah. Stops in his tracks. Is he maybe a touch short of where he wanted to be? I think straight in would have been better.
I agree. Pinch this in. Nice recovery, though. 59, 10, 12, and 8 would be my guesstimate. 15 ball to that top right-hand corner, 9 to the left side, 10 to the right side. Finish off with the 12 ball. It'd be interesting to see how he plays this 9 ball down to the bottom left-hand corner.
I feel like he needs to stop it dead, and 10 in the side, he has to be perfect on it. He doesn't want the 3 to get into play.
Well, and he's going naturally into the 3, putting that 10 into the side, so
yeah,
just a nice little nudge. I don't think he's got to hit this too hard, just clear the 3.
Yeah, I just thought he would have wanted to leave it so that he wouldn't be going into the 3 and he could just drift by, and then he's taken the 12 into the other side.
But this should work. I don't see any issues here. Back cut 12 into that right side pocket. Perhaps a touch short of pace.
He's so short he can go on the side, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think he was playing for the corner.
I do too.
He'll take it, though. Regulation into the side. And 3-0.
Looking pretty smooth out there, Mr. Thorp.
He is looking good out there.
And so information, I guess, is a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Where can viewers go to find out a little bit more information about Ultimate Pool, perhaps where they can get involved?
Well, Ultimate Pool, the Ultimate Pool USA website is under construction, but you can go there and you can see access to the draw. So if you want to follow the tournament along, then you can go there. The social media is the best place at the moment to follow everything that's going along, and there is an awful lot that's going on. That's the key. Lots has been announced, and plenty more to be announced over the coming weeks as well. So make sure you follow all the Ultimate Pool USA social media channels, and you won't miss anything. There's also access to certain different contacts and emails, so you can kind of get involved and all that sort of stuff as well.
All right, Billy with a 3-0 lead, looking to pad it a little bit more. We'll see what he does on the break. Does make a ball, 13. A little bit clustered here. A little bit more of a challenge than I think the last couple of layouts. Although the 11 does cut with the right angle into that top right-hand corner.
Yeah, it's the cluster in the middle of the table that's just...
That's the challenge.
If he hasn't got an open on...
Yeah, I don't think he has. Is he going to just play safe?
No, I think he's called his bottom corner pocket. It's not going to fall for him.
Just a touch overcut. So an opportunity here for Jason. It's not quite the same opportunity as what he gave to Billy in a roadmap, but it's an opportunity nonetheless.
big visit as well, big important frame now that he's got to the table. He needs to get going. Can't afford to fall 4-0 to a player playing as well as Billy.
It's a nice confident shot, taking that 2 into the side with a little bit of pace. Now, does he go forward on this 5-ball and try to rearrange the furniture a little bit? No, looks like he's going to take the 3 here. Now, wouldn't that be nice if he was dead in on this 7-ball to the top right-hand corner?
Yeah, he is. He can see it. He can play it.
Oof. It is tight past that 14.
I think he's okay. No, he doesn't like it.
I don't know if he has much of a choice here, though.
Yeah,
I have to hit this with a little left hand just to help throw that 7 in. Yeah, certainly tried to do something with it. Unfortunately, though, he has left Billy with another wide open table. Right, maybe the 12 ball's a little tricky here, but there is certainly enough in the vicinity of that 12 ball where he can manufacture a shot on the 12 or bump it.
Yeah, you saw the replay there of the miss, and he did get awfully close. So maybe it was a touch too tight. So.
Yeah. So 10 ball with the breakout here, and this should, with a favorable outcome, seal up this rack for Mr. Thorp.
Should be regulation from here.
Yeah, no real challenges. Nice little pocket weight shot there.
May have left a touch too much angle actually.
Yeah.
Dropped it in just 2 dead weight, because now he might have to use the bottom rail.
I think he will. It does go both corners, so no matter what side he ends up on. Doesn't want to be hampered by this 8 ball though. Got a little bit tree topped, but should be okay. Natural just to pot the 14, 2 rails around for the 8 to that right hand side pocket.
Yeah, no problems for Billy Thorp.
Just like he drew it up. Took no time on that 8 ball. Billy's feeling good. Perhaps a little bit shocked too, you know, in that he's kind of got the rubs and the rolls and everything kind of going his way.
Yeah, all going Billy's way right now. Another opportunity for Jason, just maybe not quite on that ball where he felt he wasn't. It was tight. And tall order to try and get back into this one now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the start, like you alluded to, the start of the match, I think was probably the tail of the tape here, going after the run out when perhaps it wasn't there. I don't know, coming in halfway. But it certainly seems like it set the tone for the match thus far.
Yeah, we got some more matches coming up here in the opening round for you. Jonathan Hennessy plays next. He's up against Braden Gallegos, and then Thorsten Hoffman taking on Drew Martin. Some really good matches coming up. Good to see the players in action, see how they're playing as we get going in the tournament. Double elimination, down to the final 32. So there's 2 chances for everybody.
Does make a ball this time, and now we're talking. This is a nicely dressed up table here.
Yeah, this is the layout. This is the one.
This is the one that he can kind of use to get some momentum back going in his direction.
Yeah, interesting going for the solids. I was drawn to the stripes straight away.
I was too, yeah.
But solids actually okay.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, you get a table layout like this, it's definitely going to be shooter's choice. So whatever he's feeling comfortable and confident in, everything is there. And I think this is actually the key to the rack right here. This shot needs good position on the 2, because he does interesting. I thought he would play the 2, roll up on the 7, play that 7 in the side, get in on that 5-6. He has chosen an alternate path, and I'm not sure if that 7 ball goes. He's left himself a little tough here. We'll see Friday afternoon if the banks are still open for Mr. Jason. To the heart of the pocket. Does he get the rewards? I'm not sure. 7 might have to back cut to the left side pocket. Sorry, to the right side pocket. We'll see what he can manufacture here on the 6. Perfect. That will do. What a great shot. The perfect spin to come off that bottom rail. 8 ball's still a little bit tricky. Might have to pinch this in and draw for that 8 to the right side pocket. Used all the pocket there. Overdrew a little bit, but it does go to the corner without question. Very nicely done. What a great recovery.
Yeah, great stuff, really. Under pressure. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's up and running, and he's into the match now.
Yeah, and a good confidence builder on that bank. Right?
Yeah.
Kind of got a little bit out of position there, but Friday afternoon and the banks are open for Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the smile is there as well. Settle in. It's not just winning a rack as well. Winning a rack with a finish is nice, and you really do settle in now.
Well, it starts to build that momentum like we talked about, and we'll see if he can maintain that.
Yeah.
Let's give Mr. Thorp a run for his money.
Yeah, you feel like he needs to win the next one as well.
Oh, I agree, yeah.
Obviously, it's not his break, so he has to just be patient and hope he gets an opportunity here. But, you know, Billy only needs 3, so you're going to have to start pegging that back a little bit.
Well, we'll see if Billy, with a 3-game lead, just kind of slows his pace a little bit. Although that would be kind of against the natural tendencies of Billy. He's a pretty quick player. It's one of the things I really love about the format.
The match clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It changes the game.
It does. It changes the dynamic of everything, really.
It adds so much to the game, and it changes the pressure, and it changes the dynamic. It's fascinating. It really is. I find it amazing.
To quote you guys, is brilliant.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, but I'm a huge. Obviously, I'm English, but I'm a huge fan of American sport. But how many American sports have got the brilliant endings because of the match clock situation?
100%.
And you bringing it into pool, it just creates another dynamic, more drama.
Well, and it's. I saw a comment yesterday, and while we're live here, we don't really see the comments, but I went back and I was watching, and one of the comments was they've found a way to make 8-ball interesting again. Yeah. And I love it.
Yeah, I love that comment. I mean, if you love the game, I'm deep into the patterns. I find it fascinating.
Oh, me too.
So I can sit there and be engrossed by it. But you also want to create drama. You want to create a spectacle. You want it to be fast paced. You want people to be engrossed. So, and that is what they're talking about when they're making it interesting again.
Yeah, completely agree. It's interesting. It's competitive. Yeah. There's a lot of different elements that I think you've. Yourself and Ultimate Pool, you guys got it right.
Long way to go, but we love what we do, so that's the main thing.
It is.
While we're talking about that, Billy is just flowing through this one.
Yeah, right. Don't blink or you miss it.
Yeah, Jason getting his first rack on the board, but had just been hoping to get an opportunity in this frame to try and build on it, but Billy's not having any of it.
He does have to make this 8, though. Gotta watch the cue ball here, too. Very well done. Pinch that in really nicely. That 3-ball could have come into play if he didn't pinch that quite correctly.
Yeah,
that
hit it
cue
well.
ball, yeah, he hit it perfect.
He's certainly getting through the ball well, isn't he? He's really in rhythm and really in stroke. And
Yeah, and I think this kind of format, this kind of play, this kind of pressure just plays into who Billy Thorp is.
yeah,
That's his natural tendencies, natural character. It fits him like a hand in a glove.
I also think, I mean, even when you've achieved as much as Billy has and some of the other top players here, you know, it's still the first round of a tournament, and it's still, you know, you want to get yourself going, you want to get yourself into the event and feel like you're part of it. And sometimes you can get off to slightly slow starts, but none of it from Billy here. He's been right out the gate very, very good.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent thus far.
No, Jason's going to have to do what he did last time he was at the table and try and find another finish.
Yeah, you kind of gotta bring it now. There's no time to waste, and if you can't go through the front door, go around and kick the back door down.
Yeah. And that's the only way he's going to get anything out of this match. It's going to have to be through some high quality ball played.
Yeah, and I think he's almost to the point where he's got to pick up his pace a little bit and try to be as aggressive as you can. And I realize, of course, you know, that can cause issues as well, but I think you're either going to live by the sword or die by the sword.
Yeah.
Especially given the circumstances.
I also think in this sort of situation, forget the scoreline. It's
Yeah.
a case of, you know,
Yeah.
if Jason doesn't get 7 chances to win this match, then you feel, you know, it's a tough one to take. You know, what's he had in the match so far? This is his 4th chance, and he's taken 1. So just got to kind of forget the scoreline and just think about, all right, I need to start taking some chances here and see where I end up.
Completely agree. Right, and I think he's going to take one right here. 15 ball, take a chance. Rearrange the furniture a little bit. Try to get in on that 10.
He's okay here. I think he's got the 9. And that's done enough, actually, just to open the 10. Now he's got a clean route. He's got a clean table just to work through.
Ooh, used all the pocket there, but it still found its way in. Needs this nudge on the 1 ball. That's not... I don't think that's there.
No, I'm sure he's not on this.
No choice here. Well, he could, I think, play the 13 off 3 into the side. That's getting a little bit sporty.
He's got the bank.
He does.
He can get if he takes the bank, he can get the cue ball to the middle of the table. Then he's back on the 13 to the corner. No, just slightly got his lines wrong there.
Yep. Perhaps feeling a little bit of the pressure,
Yeah.
knowing that he's got to make some moves, and Mr. Steady Eddie now coming to the table. Yeah, nice little shot there. 5 ball to the same pocket, rearrange the 1 ball. Did I say side?
To the
How
corner.
about to the corner?
And that worked out perfectly as well. Means he can take the 3 to the corner and just retain great shape.
Yeah, nothing to do here. And again, right, it's Billy just Steady Eddie, taking advantage of everything that he's getting.
Once he gets in line, it's just kind of point and shoot, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
nothing to think about. Just flow it around, in it goes.
Well, and it's got to feel, you know, in Billy's position, he's kind of free flowing at this point. You know, got to maintain your pace and put the ball in the pocket.
Yeah, we'll have another look at some of the scores out there. We've obviously got more matches going on. These are the live scores. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on here at the Louisiana Open, and UltimatePoolUSA.com is where you need to go. Live scoring section is there for you. Keep an eye on all the scores across the 4 events that we have. Obviously the shootout is complete. The Women's Open will be getting underway later today, and we will also get the juniors underway tomorrow. But these are the lineups that we have for you. The matches that we have for you, these are currently going on. So you can see some early matches out there. Early scorelines.
A packed weekend of pool. Better yet, a packed weekend of ultimate pool. See what Billy can do on his break here. Does make a ball, and look at this. The rolls just continue. Just wide open.
Yeah, this one could be done.
Really great break. He is hunting these high ball here. I'm not sure. Again, I think this is going to be shooter's choice. Both lay well, wide open. Yeah, this is going to be shooting fish in a barrel here.
Yeah, not too much to think about really. Just work his way around.
One to the next.
Yeah.
Leads quite naturally almost the whole way through the rack here. Tic-tac-toe.
Probably wanted the contact on the one there just to hold the better angle, but it's not really a problem.
Yeah, he can, as he shoots it, just pinch draw that.
Yeah. Been good though. Billy's been very good out there.
Yeah.
He eased his way into the tournament here. He's played some really good stuff. He's obviously Jason's missed a couple, but he's kept Jason to 4 chances in the match, of which only one he took. And Billy's pretty much not missed a chance that's come his way.
Yeah, I think there's only been one misstep from Billy, and that's that.
Yeah, very, very impressive start to Billy Thorp and his attempt to take down the Louisiana Open. He's up and running with a very comfortable victory. He'll move on to the second stage. He'll be back in action a little bit later on tonight, early evening for Billy Thorp, but we will try and get a few words with him before he runs off. Join us after this short break.
Thanks, guys.
I'm down in the arena with Billy Thorp, who has just come through his opening round match here at the Louisiana Open. Congratulations, Billy. Really, really good start. I felt like you didn't miss a trick, really. You were pretty solid throughout.
Yeah, I played pretty solid. I haven't played on TV table in a while. It's pretty slick,
Yeah.
so I had to keep that in the back of my mind. But yeah, I played pretty well overall. Got shots after the break. When I broke, they kind of just all laid there. So
You hit some really solid breaks as well. I felt like the break was going well for you.
yeah, I just told myself I'm just gonna hit him head on and smash him.
Yeah, obviously we talk a lot because we just had a quick chat there about the different rules. It's international 8-ball rules, which may be new to a lot of people, yourself included. Obviously, you guys know what to do with the break. You can manipulate it so much. Obviously, it's a slight change for you seeing the 8-ball on the break. Was that something that you kind of were a little bit worried about coming in, but it worked out?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't even know it was 8-ball on the spot until I got here just now. So I was like, oh really? I told the guy when I was practicing, I'm like, oh really? It's 8-ball on the spot. So yeah, just get up there and just hitting them the way I do if it wasn't on the spot. So just trying to hit them hard and hopefully something falls in.
Yeah, I would love to ask you about the match clock, but you didn't really need to have to worry about it because you won so quickly. But it's an element that is slightly different with Ultimate Pool on the TV table. You have to worry about the match clock, and if it ends up tied, then you could be in a 6-ball shootout. But we didn't really get deep enough to worry about it. But I guess maybe later on in the tournament we might see you in that situation.
Yeah, it depends. I'm a pretty fast player, so if as long as I'm in control of the match, I probably won't have to worry about it. But we'll see. I don't know.
But you must be pleased to get here, get going, and is it one of those get the first round out the way? Now you're sort of into the tournament, come back tonight, get going again?
Yeah, just kind of going to go grab some food somewhere and come back and probably watch some matches and get ready for the next match.
Watch some matches, try and brush up on the rules a little bit more.
Yeah, I gotta kind of watch and see a little bit how it's going to go down. So I got the hang of it for the most part, but I just want to kind of touch up, like you said.
Yeah. Well, it's been good to see you out here on the TV table. Good luck when we see you a little bit later on today as well, and we'll see you again, no doubt.
Thank you.
We will be back after the break as well. Join us again very shortly.
Welcome back. There is Jonathan Hennessy. We saw him yesterday in the shootout. He's just getting ready to get his opening match of the Louisiana Open underway, taking on Braden Gallegos. And just having a little chat. Here's Braden with our referee, Patricia Murphy. Just it's the first time out there for him, so just a few do's and don'ts for the arena, but all be sorted very shortly, and we'll be getting underway with another 15-minute race to 7. Delighted to say I am joined by Melina Mike on comms for this one. It's looking forward to this, actually, since we met in Vegas. Great to have you here in Louisiana. It's been good so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an interesting experience here, and it seems like everyone's excited to try out the new rules, and it's a little bit of a learning curve for some players, but it's all being soaked in very well and positively. I felt like from just people, fans, amateur players, pro players, haven't really heard like anything negative, which is surprising, just all things considered, you know. So
I think that's the reason being is that people don't like change. So when you sort of you come along and you're saying we're going to use international 8-ball rules, everyone's like, oh, hang on a minute, what? But actually, they're pretty much the same rules that you play, just minor differences here and there, but not too much.
A couple little subtle differences, but you know, you're still seeing the best players kind of move on through, and this is another great matchup here with a great young junior player who's playing in not just the Open but also the junior event, and then Jonathan Hennessy, who renowned for being a great bar table player and more of a bar table specialist, in my opinion. And you know, if I'm looking for some kind of dark horse to snap off this event, he would be. I wouldn't get too far down before I'd get to his name.
Yeah, and he's had the experience of playing in the shootout as well, so just a little bit of a taste of the arena just to get used to it, and actually probably a little bit tough to come on the wrong end of his match with Chris Melling. He was kind of controlling it for a large part of it, but just came out the wrong side.
Yeah, I think it went to be expected. You know, Chris is more known for this being his realm, but I know Jonathan was going to put up a great fight, and you know, if you're a fan here in the U.S., you know his name quite well. So I'm just him getting his feet wet a little bit yesterday. I think he's poised to make a pretty good run today, and it all starts with this first round matchup against Braden. So let's see how they do.
Yeah, good to see Braden playing as well. You say he's playing in the junior event, gets underway tomorrow, but means he's got plenty of pool ahead of him as well. Double elimination in both events.
And he's excited. He's got some enthusiasm. I saw him on a flight coming over here from Dallas, and he's really he's looking forward to the format and competing, and for him playing both events just shows the level of player that he is. So here we are, rack number 1, Jonathan Hennessy to break. It's a race to 7 here. Ultimate Pool Shootout USA. He's got a ball down, cue ball in the center of the table. And he's looking pretty good on this opener here. Looking like he's going to take on the stripes just because of the way that the 2-ball lays. Let's see here. He's coming after the 9-ball to start off with. Pretty controlled, and like I mentioned before, right at home, playing here on the bar table. Haven't really seen him play in a TV arena in this environment before. Uh-oh, look out here. He kind of let the cue ball get away from surprise, really. And I think he's going to give up the table here because I don't think he's got any kind of shot. That 15 ball does not pass the 2. I wonder if he can play any kind of safe with the 11 ball. He kind of rushed it a little bit. Here we go. Boy, just swinging there.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think you came away with the better of it, and if you're Braden, just given the way that everything lays, I wouldn't mind taking a more aggressive shot here to make something happen. Maybe play this 4-ball cross side, or play the double, as you boys say.
Yeah, the double.
Yeah. Do you see that a lot, playing more Ultimate Pool in the UK?
What, doubles?
Yeah.
The banks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real commonplace now. I think maybe not as much as you'll see over here, but I think as the last few years and maybe 10, 20 years, it's become players are just throwing it into their patterns, like whereas before players would be moving them out and not so sure about keeping them in. It's a last resort. It's not that anymore.
Yeah, I think you're going to definitely see that a lot with these American players, especially the last player you just saw, Billy Thorp, and where they all grew up was playing on the bar table to start off with, so on the American 7-foot, and I love bringing that dynamic into the game, and it's definitely has a home here in this format. Great shot there from Hennessy, looking to take rack number 1. Staying in rhythm. 8-ball on the side there. Good shot there from Jonathan. So what's been your first impression on day number 1 and leading into day number 2 out here in Shreveport?
Yeah, I always thought I knew what was going to happen on the table in terms of the drama, because I've seen the shootouts before. I've seen it many times, but great to see it played on an American table and seeing the Americans embracing it and people seeing it, which was absolutely fantastic. But it's been great to just get around, meet people, and see the enthusiasm for the game. You know, there's a lot of people here that, you know, we've got some professionals here, but there's an awful lot of amateur players here that just love playing the game, and seeing them getting involved in the mini tournaments yesterday, getting excited to play in the Open today. It's really, it's what we're over here for. It's where we want to, you know, create something that people just, you know, enjoy playing in, and this is the start, and it's been a brilliant start. It really has.
Had a lot of drama yesterday.
The drama is brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of the matches, because you were here a little bit later on, but there's some serious matches. There was a couple that really stood out to me. Of 2 with Tyler Steyer. His second match against Christophe Lambert was, for me, the match of the tournament in terms of quality and drama. But obviously we had a few that went 6-ball shootouts as well, and of course the final that went right down. And then obviously Tyler, in the match he lost against Roberto, was, I mean, it was just everything was, it was all the way through, really.
We were yelling in the hotel room watching at the end. We left a little early, but I love that part of it. It's like, just when you think everything's kind of put together, it's not, and it showed yesterday. And kudos to Tyler for just having a good head on his shoulders and taking it all in with a grain of salt. And he's genuinely looking forward to competing more, it sounds like, out here.
Yeah, I think he really embraced what it is. You know, this is different. It is fast-paced, and obviously there's elements from a player's perspective you'd love to have. You know, you don't want to be playing at 15 seconds a shot, but if you want to have that sort of, you know, match clock and drama, that's kind of part of it.
Right.
And variety's great as well, so you don't want to have everything. You know, here we are, we've got 50 minutes for a race to 7. There's more breathing room. We're not putting the players under as much pressure, because it's the Open. It's the, you know, so it's, you know, different styles, really.
I love the schedule, and you guys are ahead of it. But then you got a guy like, you know, Hennessy early on in the first rack, who seemed to be playing a hair rush. And then you get a kid like Braden, who's just taking his time but making sure he's deliberate in his actions, and it's a good balance. Like, you can tell players are very much aware of the clock, but they're still trying to stay within a range that's comfortable for them.
Braden going well here to get his first rack on the board. This is
just what he needed to.
Yeah.
He got to the table the first rack, but nothing really strong to look at. And now he's got an opportunity to pot some balls, 2 balls away here. If he can get good on the 6, he'll be all right. But he's a little funny here, Simon. He's going to have to let the cue ball come around the table and fade a lot of traffic if he wants to continue this run. Let's see how aggressive he goes here. Wow,
his medicine, isn't
he just held it. That's a smart shot. I figured he'd come and swing that cue ball around 3 rails. He's going to be tree-topped over this 10 ball, though. They're playing all ball fouls, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Which I know is a big change for players, but one I think is right. And he's just going to overcut it.
Yeah, definitely fell victim there to being on top of that 10 ball, but at least he got the wheels greased, so to speak, and made a few. Jonathan Hennessy, big favorite here to run these balls out, though.
Yeah, Jonathan, one of the players as well, we're wondering how he'd adapt to playing at 30 and 15 seconds a shot, and it's pretty easy for him, really.
Yeah, I don't really see any growing pains in that aspect. Like I said, I think it's just, you know, him being so comfortable out here playing on this type of table. And listen, you give a player of his caliber a layout like that, you know, he's not going to take long to kind of process it, and then of course just deliver the way that he is. And he's looking to take a 2-0 lead here on Braden. Race to 7, live from Shreveport. Where can fans check out the bracket for this event, Simon?
UltimatePoolUSA.com. Live scores are on there. It's every tournament for the weekend will be there. You can go back and check out all the scores from the shootout, but of course the Open and the Women's Open and Junior Open. Women's Open getting underway a little bit later on, juniors tomorrow. It's good for the players. Obviously it's new, so it's kind of just getting, you know, understanding how it all works. And some players might be just turning up this morning and, you know, not sure exactly how it works. But every single match you'll get your match time scheduled, and you'll be, you know, it will tell you on there as well what time and where you're playing, as in what table. So you don't necessarily need to just hang around and wait to be called. You can just turn up and see the table you're playing on, and off you go. And when you turn up and play, tablets on the table, so you don't have to, take your scorecard up to the top table or anything. You just
That's good for everybody.
Yeah,
it's good for fans following at home. It's good if you're rooting on and you're supporting the players, and it just helps keep things more modern, which the game needs to be at these days.
And it's a big part of what we're trying to do. In the background, there's for our Ultimate Pool leagues, there's an app being created at the moment, and when that comes out in the next few weeks, it's going to hopefully change the way people will go about their league nights.
Big break there from Jonathan, but controlled. He's got a ball down again. A little bit of a cluster to deal with on the left side of the table. Referee just doing some inspecting there on the side. So you mentioned the app and a few other things, and I know this event has a women and a juniors event. Is that going to be consistent throughout the Ultimate Pool landscape whenever you guys travel somewhere?
The women and the juniors are a huge part of what we're trying to do here with Ultimate Pool, especially the juniors. It's such a big part of the game. You've got to really look after the junior section, and it's plenty of plans in place going forward. There's things to get right before we can start announcing everything. But yeah, we've got a lot we want to do with the juniors and the women, but certainly all our big events going forward will certainly have those categories.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here, which is what I'm good at doing, buddy. I'm good at putting people and asking a little uncomfortable questions from time to time.
Okay, I may not answer, but you can try.
All right, so we're in Shreveport. What's next? Where are you guys going from here?
Well, this is obviously, we want to get around the country as much as possible, so we're going to be confirmed. Obviously, we're looking to do another 2 or 3 this year. Probably 3 is the likely number, but we haven't booked anything.
3 events
yet.
Like this?
3 more events.
More events?
3 more, that's the plan. But to be announced, that's not 100% confirmed, but we will let people know as soon as we do know, but it won't be here. As in, we want to get, we want to get East Coast, we want to get West Coast, we want to get around and kind of give us back, because obviously this tournament is going to be dominated from players from Louisiana and around, and obviously we want to move around the country and give everyone an opportunity to see what we're all about.
I think this is a good first introduction. You guys are broadcasting it live on social media and YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. So it's a good way to get people who are in different parts of the country familiar with the game. And it's if the drama continues, which I expect it to, it's going to have people just on the edge of their seats and waiting to sign up, which is what you guys are hoping for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the drama will increase. I think today's a day where we're seeing the first round match. It's an open draw, and we've got a lot of pros playing amateurs, and here we've got Jonathan playing a junior. So we might see some one-sided. Hang on a minute here. Very fortunate for Jonathan there.
That almost took a turn. I don't want to say for the worst, but if he got a little bit of a roll there, taking a 3-0 lead on Braden. He's got a smile on his face. He knows.
Yeah.
That was one more rock away from being down there in the side pocket.
But going back to what we were saying, I think as the tournament goes deeper and deeper, we obviously those players that are making it through round after round, we're going to start to see some tighter matches that are going to get deeper and deeper, and then you start to get that match drama at the back end again, like we saw yesterday in the shootout.
Yeah, I mean, I think to some extent that mental freedom that you have, well, maybe you're playing a lesser player for these top guys, you can play a little more loose, but if let's say you have like a Billy who just ran through his last match, plays a player like Jonathan, they're going to be a lot more deliberate, and then also having the factor of the shot clock weigh in. I think even a shot like that may just kind of make the blood flow a little bit more for these guys. So, and you'll get these matches where they'll be a little early on, one way versus the other to start off the tournament. But I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the day unfolds, and more importantly, how this match unfolds. Braden had a good little run in his one rack that he got to break. Let's see how he does here. He's looking like he's going to come up dry, though.
Yeah, that feels like a big moment when he couldn't obviously make the 8-ball. It was a good run, and he just couldn't quite put the finishing touches to it, and that's the difference between being 2-1 and 3-0.
Right. Yeah, Jonathan just looking around to see, and he's not in love with the layout here. I'm curious what his opener is going to be, Simon, because I don't think he can get at the 5-ball. The 10-ball on the side is blocked by the 2. He definitely ain't going after the 4 here at all.
May not have a good opener.
I don't know, yeah.
Does the 7 go?
I think it might.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could get to the 5.
That's a big difference there. Now one ball's in a little bit of a spot, but he's got a pocket. 6 ball being right around the 8. Just stunning that ball out. Great shot there from Jonathan. I love his pace of play here, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it definitely feels like he's picked the pace up a little bit from yesterday in the shootout. At 30 seconds a shot, he was maybe using the 30 quite a lot. Whereas here, he's, when he's in shape, he's going to use a little bit of time on this one. But generally speaking, he's flying through his chances here.
Yeah, I wonder how aggressive he's going to be with this 2 ball here. All depending on whether or not that 6 will pass. He was trying to go into it, so that tells me he does not pass the 3 ball. And yet again, this is like the 3rd rack that Jonathan's won, but he's been in some tougher situation maybe than where he wanted to be at. Is he back cutting this ball, Simon? Oh no, he's just playing safe here. Oh, I wonder if he hooked him.
Yeah, if he has, it's huge.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I kind of like just rolling on this 14 ball, making sure and hitting a rail. Play a little bit more of a containing shot, but just make sure and don't give Jonathan Hennessy anything to look at. That's not a bad shot because I don't think the 3 ball passes. The 6 ball does not go into the side. He may have a cross side on the 1. Jonathan's looking like this ball goes in the side pocket.
It looks like it goes to me, but he looked at it on the previous visit and didn't take it on. No, it didn't go then, so it's
just moving here a little bit.
Yeah, just turning the table over.
Yeah, and this part of the game is really going to get really going to be a lot of value for a kid like Braden. Just playing the moving side of it, because it does come up quite often in 8 ball, and that was a mistake there. He opened up basically both problems that he had with the 3 ball now having a pocket. To go into 6 balls in the open, 1 ball being where it's at. Jonathan Hennessy's looking pretty good to take a 4-0 lead here. Nice controlled shot going into that orange ball. And there we go. There we go. Not wasting any time is Jonathan Hennessy. So how late are you guys going into the night today? What's the schedule looking like for Ultimate Pool USA?
Well, we're going to be on. I think we've gone so quickly here. We're going to try and get an extra match on in this session. So there'll be 5 matches here, and then we'll be back at 6 o'clock for 4 or 5 more matches. We'll be done by about 11 p.m. tonight.
Okay.
So it's don't go too late into the night.
You guys usually do big tournaments like this out in the UK?
Yeah. Plenty of them. Yeah, we have professional tour, but we also have amateur structure with that as well. So any given tournament, say about 500 players will be there.
Wow, 500 players.
About 500 in the professionals, the amateurs, and the challengers, as we call them, and the women's tour as well. It's a big deal. There's some really good players getting involved, some of which have come over for this event.
Yeah, that's been the treat for me. I of course love watching pool and all kinds of pool, and so getting to meet some of these guys who I've seen on highlight reels and things like that, being able to shake their hand and ask them some questions is exactly what I was hoping to do coming out here. Let me ask you, what's been any feedback as far as the way the tables have been playing and pocket size and things like that from your standpoint?
I haven't heard anything negative. I haven't really spoken to any of the players about it off the table. I've been commentating the whole time, so I've not really had that conversation with anyone. But I think from the players I have spoken to, everyone's very happy with it. Obviously, we've got a new cloth out there, a CPBA cloth. But it's I think it's been received very well.
It's great having sponsors go and support you guys,
yeah.
Especially it being the first event. Looks like some great partnerships you guys have developed there as well. So congratulations on that. Now here's an opportunity for Braden, who he's been at the table a few times, been able to run some balls, but Jonathan's been putting him in some tough positions as well, and not the best opener. He's got to watch out with the scratch in the side. Oh, I like the way he played it there. Nice little containing shot. Really going to limit Jonathan Hennessy's opportunity here to run the rack out.
He has handed a chance, though, you feel.
Yeah, but that 9 ball's in a bit of a tough spot. The 11 ball isn't looking so good.
Yeah, there's more work there than you really think, isn't there?
Right, yeah. And I think this is right where Jonathan feels a little bit more comfortable. He's gotten the better of each one of these safety plays between them. So
I think it was just a little foul there. Yeah, just he flicked the 9 ball with a tip as he played the shot.
Okay, so because he touched the 9 ball with his cue or with his hand, and now Braden gets ball in hand anywhere on the table.
Yeah, and that's one of the rules I think that to a lot of the certainly amateur players won't be familiar with is that is a foul.
I love that part of it, but how do you police it going to these other tables? Is that something that you guys are prepared to do when it comes to referees? 'Cause that's a lot to kind of undertake.
Well, you have roaming referees going around, but essentially, oh no, it's a poor one from Braden. It's one of those that the players, that one there, you'd expect if this was being played on an outside table, both players will have seen that, and it should be as simple as Braden, just acknowledging it, or Jonathan just acknowledging it, and it's done. But there are obviously always going to be sometimes it could be a shirt when the player doesn't know, or so there will be a few times when that happens, but it doesn't happen as often as you think.
But it's as simple as just being able to call over a referee and watch the shot.
Call over. If you're worried about it, you could full right just call a referee over and say, look, I'm just slightly worried about this shot. Can you come and watch it? And the referees are walking around and there.
And there's a lot of support here. If you guys haven't been here, if you're walking around, or you guys can't see these outside tables, but there's a lot of guys who and ladies for that matter who are refereeing, and there's plenty of support here for the players, which is great. Nice shot on the side here. I think he's just kind of getting the worst of it slowly but surely as this run goes on. I don't think that 11 ball passes. He's got a pocket in the side for the 12 ball, but I'm not loving where that cue ball is going afterwards.
Yeah, and he still has a major problem with the 9. It feels like he's digging a big hole here.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of quicksand. Okay, going with the back cut. Nice shot there from Jonathan, and the ball goes down. Let's see how aggressive he wants to be here. He's got to look like he's not loving it, Simon.
Maybe if this was 0-0, if this was the opening rack, maybe he wouldn't be taking this on, but a 4-0 up.
No. I don't mind the aggression. I don't. And, even if you're Braden, you certainly have to take advantage of this opportunity. You've been close a couple times. You've knocked on the door a couple times. Let's see how he can address some problems here.
Yeah, it's time to get one on the board here. Just has to deal with the 7 ball. Everything else is there for him.
Nice little shot there, but everything's going to be, all eyes are going to be on the top of the table where that 7 and 11 are at.
Yeah, I just wonder whether he could have come across the table more on that previous shot and kind of trying to tap your bad ball as early as possible. If he could have got across to even the angle he's got now, but a little bit more, he could just play the breakout second shot.
Yeah, I think it's like you're trying to force it to go into it here. Plus, if you get a little out of line, okay. If you get a little out of line, this is what you're left with, right? Which is a really tough 6 ball. And so I don't even like making this ball, to be honest with you. Maybe just like moving it and seeing where you're going to end up after Jonathan comes back to the table.
But if you take your first shot and slide further to the right as we look, then he just has the natural straight into it, and you've got 2 balls down the table to be on if you're not on the 7.
Yeah, I kind of like maybe when you had the ball in hand shot, just anything but that. That's disaster there for Braden. I kind of like getting good on just playing ball in hand with the 4 and using that to break out the 7 and 11, and then you got a lot more options, even if you got a little funny like you did right there. But definitely things that Braden's going to have to learn from. What's he doing here? Is he going all the way down? Okay. Well, using every inch of that pocket there. Played it at a smart speed, though. I tell you what, Simon, this is no hanger. I know he made it look easy, but that was tough to avoid that knuckle there. And Jonathan played it well.
Yeah, another one gets away from Braden, and Jonathan is up 5-0. All going his way. We've seen some one-sided matches out there, but that can happen. It's an open draw. Obviously, you've got some professionals in the draw as well. You can get some one-sided matches. But Braden will learn a lot.
It's not been for lack of opportunity, though.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, which is what you're if you're a player like Braden, is what you're hoping for. Just give me a chance at the table. Try not to get run over, and so he's gotten a few looks. He's just got to get the better of it here. Had a pretty good start at this on his first break. But it's good experience for the young player from, I think he's from Colorado, I believe. Having a little chat there with Jonathan mid-rack. Smile on his face, which is good. So, good event. We're live from Shreveport, Louisiana, Shreveport Convention Center. Inaugural Ultimate Pool Open. Braden to break. It's down 5-0. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb, but he's shown some flashes here.
I like that he's playing in the event, though, because, obviously the Junior Open is going to be more of a target for him.
For sure.
And this will be a great experience going into that Junior Open.
I think it just shows how serious that he is in competing. And that was my first thing. Like I said, when I saw him at the airport, I knew him from going to Junior Nationals last year, and I said, "Yo, so you're just playing the Junior event," which is what I expected. And he said, "Oh no, I'm playing the Open event too." Yeah. And so I love that he's trying to get as much experience as possible. And he had this like genuine enthusiasm and excitement. I think that's a mix of coming out here, but the format and just really excited to play.
Yeah, which is absolutely fantastic. Really love to see it. And playing as much as you can. Expect you're getting all the mini tournaments as well. Get as much table time as you can out there.
Well, when you're young, right? You can stay up as late as you want, and you got all the energy in the world, so you want to play pool nonstop from morning to night. So I expect the same thing. Tell you what, Jonathan's just playing this rack very well. I like the way he left it here with an option from the 10 to 12. Looking to take on the 10 ball. Just smooth, drew that ball back. I like a little stop shot here. Just play the 8 ball on the side. He pinched it back just a hair, but he'll be fine. Jonathan Hennessy looking to get on the hill here. There it is.
This match flying along.
It is. It seemed like it was just a few minutes ago. We just introduced the players.
Yeah, 20 minutes played and 6-0. Fortunately for Braden, he's in a tough spot, but Jonathan's going to be very pleased, I think, with his work out there.
Yeah, it's a good starter here. And I know you mentioned you got one more match being streamed in this section. Do we have any idea what the match is going to be?
Yeah, Torsten Hoffman's playing Drew Martin. We are probably going to stick an extra game on because we've had so many one-sided matches out there so far. We've got the time. I mean, we've barely had any match get past the halfway mark so far. So obviously we schedule for the 50 minutes in the race to 7. And when we're having them one-sided, using 20 minutes or 25 minutes we might use here, we've got time for the extra match, which is good bonus for everyone watching.
You can still learn a lot, even being from home and watching this, and see the way that they're playing their patterns, the way that they kind of navigate throughout it and leave themselves options throughout as well. Seeing a guy like Thorsten Holman come on next is fantastic. I hardly ever get to see him play any kind of 8 ball, so I'm excited to see that matchup coming on deck. Meanwhile, Hennessy's looking to, he made the 8 on the break, so what happens there, though?
It's the 8 ball comes back up, gets put back onto the 8 ball spot. Don't get too excited. Hang on a minute.
He's shaking his hand, though. What happened?
Oh, okay. They're giving the golden break. Golden breaks aren't in play for the Open, but it's been...
Is that right?
It's absolutely...
Well, it is today.
It is today. It is today. The referee said, we've had enough of this. Let's give you the victory.
Wow.
And that is that. But let's just clarify the tournament rules. The 8 ball off the break is a tournament rule. It's golden break, you win the frame, and if you make the 8 and you pop the cue ball, you lose the frame.
Okay.
Which is a tournament rule that we had in for the shootout. I didn't think we were having it in for the Open, but apparently we are, which is fine.
Yeah, I like it.
But that's what happens. But what a way to cap off victory for Jonathan Hennessy. He's safely through to the second stage, and we're going to find out what he thinks about it very shortly, and we'll be back with more action on the way.
See you guys soon.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Very quickly out here, and I was right. I said that golden breaks aren't in play for the Louisiana Open. It is a tournament rule, which we just said. It is only for specific tournaments, and the shootout being one of them. But it isn't in play for the Louisiana Open, and it's just an error out there. And unfortunate for John, because he's at a really good break there, and he would have had an opportunity to run them out. But the right decision. The balls have to be re-racked, and Jonathan will have to break again.
I'll tell you what, if you're gonna make that error, I would say day one will be the time to do it, so that way it doesn't happen later on in the tournament.
Day one and 6-0, I think, is probably the time to make it, because it's not probably going to make any of if it was 6-6, it'd be a huge storyline. But
well, if he comes back and makes it 6-6, Simon, we're gonna have a lot of talking points here.
Yeah,
Jonathan's gonna get a break again, and had a really strong break here. This is gonna serve him well the entire tournament, having this strong of a break. I see a lot of guys breaking from maybe like a diamond down. He came up dry. I wonder. I've been noticing that from the more from the Europeans, but I see Jonathan kind of taking on that same style of break as well. Not the best opener for Braden, it looks like. He's getting real close to this ball. He's got to be careful not to foul here. He pitched it back. The referee says it's good, so it's good in my book as well. He's got to get in line here. He's back cutting this 9-ball into the lower right as you guys are looking at the table right now. Oh, what a nice stroke that was from Braden.
Yeah, now he's in perfect shape.
Right, which is exactly where he needed to be at.
Yeah, this could be the start of the comeback.
Boy,
what a story that would be.
Oh, as you say it.
He's
and
falling.
It found the hole. He's got a big smile and lets out a deep breath. He knew that ball was not going to go in, but somehow it found a way. I tell you what, man, seeing that this young man is a junior player, but having the poise that he has and playing real loose, I think he's got a bright future, to be honest with you. Just because he's a little rough around the edges in some aspects, but I just love the way that he's carrying himself right now.
Yeah, it's just tidying up a few decision-making more than anything else. It's not really been execution. It's decision-making at the most part.
I wouldn't blame him for being a little nervous. Lord knows I would. Look at that nice little rub off the 7-ball. He's going to have a thin cut on the 12, but he's got a shot at least. Oh, wow. And it found a way, and Braden looking to get on the board.
Yeah, this is yes, we'll get him on the board, and it's the start. If he comes back to win at 7-6, it will be a story.
Yeah.
But here we go, he's on the board. But and we talk about Braden and decision making there. Once he'd made the first 2 shots there, got himself in perfect shape. He nearly kind of got himself out of line, and I think he should have probably gone up for the ball at the top earlier, get that one out of the way, and then your work's done, and you can keep it really clean.
Yeah, I think it's learning proper patterns is something that these players are just going to have to start working into their repertoire, because they're so used to playing more rotation games or other games being here in the States, and so they don't really get to compete playing 8-ball as much. But this is a great way to kind of learn which part of the table you want to attack and win. And he definitely left some drama in that last rack, but he got the 8-ball down, and more importantly, he got 1 on the board. So it's going to be his break, rack number 8.
Yeah, if he can put together another one here, if he can break and run, get to 2, it will be. I think there will just be a little bit of irritation. Not that I don't think Jonathan will be even remotely worried. It's just a little bit of irritation because essentially he's already won the match in his own mind.
Yeah. No, we went out there right as soon as we thought that it was over with. And Jonathan, he was the professional. He didn't give any issue. He said it was fine, and they kept on going and didn't make a fuss about it. So, and look at this layout that he's going to have right here, Simon. This is beautiful. As long as that 5-ball goes in the side, which looking up top it looks like it does, I don't see any reason why he doesn't cross the finish line here. Oh, that 8-ball's
8-ball's just a little bit, but he's got a couple of good ways of breaking it out.
What about right here, off the 7? You think he plays to go into it?
I'd love to go into it more off the 2 than the 7, just to get it up the table and down, but it's probably not. It could work both ways.
He's really analyzing here.
He's going to go stripes.
Okay.
Yeah, because he could play the breakout straight away, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. What a great way to play it, attacking it right off the bat. And now everything, now that you look at Stripes, it just, okay, now it all makes sense, right? Why he decided to go that route. He's taking more time than we've seen the entire match, for sure, in this rack. I think it's just making sure you stay in line. Don't get a little funny here. There's been, a few moments throughout this match where, he's kind of had thin shots, letting the cue ball get away from him a little bit. So just making sure he handles his business out here. Nice shot there. Cue ball in center of the table. So do you get to play any at all, Simon?
No, as you saw when I saw you in Las Vegas, it was.
I knew the answer to that question.
Not a long, not a lot. Very occasionally. Yeah. But if I do, it's just the odd frame here and there, just against a friend for a bit of fun. Nothing more than that for years now.
Yeah, that's the beauty of playing out here, is that, even though you don't get to play a whole lot, we all grew up playing the same game. We all grew up playing 8-ball, and so we feel right at home, and not a whole lot to adjust to. Great shot there from Jonathan. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, so he's going to hit a little bit of check side here on this shot, trying to just hold the angle.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that, but it's not really a problem for him.
No, I think he just liked the way that it right here. He liked that it was going to be more natural going from the 14 to get on the 8-ball, which it did. 2 rails out. He's going to play the 8-ball in the upper right. It's a fun match. I know the scoreline was a little one-sided, but great showing from Jonathan Hennessy.
Yeah, Jonathan's played very well here, and a good showing from Brady. I know it doesn't really reflect on the scoreline, but he's a junior just trying to make his way in the game, and he'll learn a lot from that. And he did manage to get a good rack on the board in the end, but Jonathan Hennessy will march on, and we will find out what he's got to say about it very shortly now. Well, welcome back down to the arena here at Shreveport, Louisiana. Jonathan, fantastic performance. A little bit of drama towards the end, but overall you've got to be really pleased.
I am very pleased, especially Jeremy calls me this morning and tells me that they're running a little ahead behind. So as soon as I walk in, I got to come play. So I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do here.
It's the issues of playing on the TV table. You just
right, and I don't want to go to the shootout.
Obviously, I'll talk to you about the shootout itself. You had a brilliant match yesterday that didn't quite go your way. How the experience of playing in that sort of environment, very different to probably anything you played before. How did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't get what I wanted, but overall it was pretty. I like it.
Yeah, but it certainly puts you guys under pressure with the 15 seconds and the match clock.
Right, and I know if I play faster, I play better.
Yeah.
But like whenever I don't practice a lot, I play a little slower. But if I'm playing a lot, I don't mind it.
To me, it felt like today you were almost a little bit more in rhythm. There was almost like you were a lot quicker around the table today. Until maybe that final visit where you were just making sure and working it out. Was that a conscious effort just to sort of play a little bit quicker because of the match clock?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, if I'm playing a lot, I've normally played pretty fast, but here lately I hadn't been. But a lot of people are on me about it, so I'm trying to step it up a little bit.
Obviously, this is the first round. You're now underway. You've got a match under your belt, double elimination tournament as well. Nice to get off to that good start, and obviously you can now sort of start to march through the tournament, I guess.
That's right. It's always good to win the first one. Normally I lose the first match,
and then you have to go through the hard graft of the loser side. Yeah. Well, you'll be back on a little bit later on this evening, so I'll let you go and get yourself sorted. Congratulations on getting through that first round. Really enjoyable to watch it, even with the golden break that wasn't.
Thank you.
And we'll be back. We've got another couple of matches on the way. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. This is our bonus game of the day. We were set for 4 matches here in our opening session, but we've seen some one-sided games, so we've been able to squeeze an extra match on. Looking forward to this one. 2 new players for me, that's for sure. Dustin Cook and Christopher Demery. Really looking forward to seeing how they both get on and experience the arena. Delighted, I've got Charlie Hillbilly Bryant joining me on commentary for this one. Good to have you on.
He didn't know what to say there, did he?
How are you?
I'm good, sir, Mr. Simon. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, really good. Great to have you on commentary for this one. I think it's exciting to see players that may not have experienced this sort of environment before, but also you throw in the match clock and everything else.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely, I came over just to experience it, and it's definitely a unique, it's different, and it's bringing some excitement to the game of 8-ball here in America that is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
I still haven't learned all the rules yet.
Well, they're essentially this is what I've been trying to say pretty much from day one and on commentary here. It's what we all know and know and love. There's a couple of minor differences, but not much.
So one of the questions I had, and somebody asked me about, like when the ball's froze.
Yeah.
Are you able to shoot through it at a 45?
Got to play away from it. That's one of the
You have to play away from it.
If you're frozen to a ball, and you move that ball, then it's going to be a standard foul. So you have to play away from it.
Okay.
But if you are frozen to your own set,
well, that's what I mean. Yes.
Then it counts. You just have to hit a cushion, and then you've fulfilled a legal shot. So.
Well, it looks like Dustin's making easy work of this first rack.
Yeah, he's gone through this nicely.
And definitely the shot clock is a different thing, and pool room owners and league operators are really going to like that aspect of the game because they get done early.
Yeah, that's it's a big part of the game, the match clock and the shot clock. The two things go hand in hand together as well. Obviously, this is the early part of the match, the 30 seconds a shot. We have 50 minutes on the match clock to start off with, race to 7. But so far, from what we've seen today, the match clock has just not been a factor. I don't think we've had any match get to the halfway point so far.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've been eyeballing it around from the sides and stuff a little bit.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look at some of the scores going on. There's plenty of matches happening.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, plenty of matches happening throughout the day. We've got 33 matches, or 33 tables in action.
Wow.
And some score lines coming through. All the scores are available on ultimatepoolusa.com. You can check out all the scores.
How many players is in the Open division, sir?
I think it came to about 170 in the end. I didn't get the final total. I think it was 169, 170, something like that.
That's a good turnout for the first one.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been great to see. I think the juniors and the women's opens are full. The juniors might have been 31, not 32.
I'm excited to see the juniors play some too. That's one of the things I love here in America. Over the last 3 years, the junior programs is really blowed up in America, having some tours and stuff for them, and no sport can survive without the juniors.
And it's a huge part of the plans of Ultimate Pool USA. It's a big part of it, and why we wanted to make sure we had a junior open here.
Looks like he made a ball on the break.
Yeah, first bit of table time here for
he made the 6 ball. Well, that's a good bank. Looks like the only problem ball is going to be the 4 ball for him.
You see, Christopher is calling his shots. That's not something you need to do in international 8-ball rules. But old habits die hard, and it's nice for me because he tells us what he wants to do. So it's all good.
Yes, sir. Well, definitely the more I learn about it and the more that y'all let me get in here and stuff, I'll understand more of the rules and different things. I was just talking to Chris out there, and Chris knows me when I was out playing on the Pro Tour all the time.
And our senior referee, Scott Price, has just let Christopher know he doesn't need to call his shot, which he'll be happy about. He has just turned the table over, so another opportunity here for Dustin to get off to a quick start. This isn't guaranteed, though.
Oh, he needed to come up a little higher on that one, not really draw it so much, so he had a good shot on the 10 ball there, I think. Should still be able to make the 12. He shot the 10.
We have 2 more open spots for the mini.
So I don't think he's going to be able to hold it on the 9 ball here. He's probably going to have to bump to 12. I mean to 15. No, he came around it. Sometimes that camera is deceiving. No, he couldn't make the 15. So how long have you been affiliated with Ultimate Pool?
About 4.5, 5 years now.
Okay.
I've been working on plenty of the Ultimate Pool productions and broadcasts, and very proud to be out of it.
How old is the organization?
That's 4.5 years.
Okay.
About that now. I was in it at the start.
Yes, sir.
Still here.
Yes, sir.
Enjoying the broadcast.
You must have done a good job for them to keep you around.
To be honest, there's a huge huge team of people. It takes a lot of people to
It
put
takes
these
an
things
army.
together. Yeah.
Definitely takes an army.
Yeah, I'm just a small part of it. I just get to talk a little bit of nonsense about Paul every now and then. It's great.
He's going to have to bank this ball.
Yeah, he's on the bank. It's
he should be
he's
able to
changed
cut
his
the two
mind.
in the side without scratching. If he cuts it in the corner, it's tight. Good shot. Good speed. Oh.
It wouldn't have given him great shape though, so I'm surprised at the choice.
Yeah, Dustin Bite just has to take the stripe. Now, what happens here if he takes the stripe and still makes it after the two? Is that still a legal shot?
Yeah, absolutely fine. He
Okay.
can make both in one shot.
Just
Yeah,
like that?
Just like that. And
Okay.
the beauty of the shot he's just played there is if the stripe stays on the table, he's got the great cue ball.
Yes, sir.
And he just turns the table over. So it's just sort of great
Now, what if
two-way
he
shot.
took that stripe and made the object ball? Made the solid.
And then it's just your opponent's go.
Okay.
It's not a foul. It's just a
Okay.
legal shot.
I hope you don't mind me asking.
No, it's great because if you're asking these questions, people at home watching are asking
Yes,
exactly
sir.
the same questions.
Well, we're trying to educate America, and I definitely need to be educated. Oh, no, he might have scratched. Nope.
Yeah, went wrong on both sides of it. So after a really good start for Dustin, I'm really surprised at the way that this rack's gone for him. I thought he was going to build on it because he's had a couple of really good chances.
That TV sometimes gets you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know it used to get me when I first started playing on the streams and stuff. Oh, good shot.
Yeah, good shot from...
Had a little body
Christopher.
movement there,
Yeah.
extracurricular body movement. That looks like, what is it, 1-1 now?
Yeah, one apiece.
1-1 with Dustin getting ready to break.
Yeah, that will settle Christopher into this match. Just let a couple get away from himself in that one.
So
So
they're already 15 minutes into the match, correct?
5.
Oh, 5.
50
Started at
minutes,
50, yes.
Yeah, so 5 minutes for the first couple of racks.
So you're going to have to keep me on point, son.
Yeah, it's fine. But it is a new experience for both these guys, so it's going to, I say, you can see the difference. We've had a few pros out there this morning, and the comfort level they play without in this environment is completely different.
Oh, absolutely. How do y'all like y'all's first trip over here to do this?
Yeah, really good. Yeah,
Good,
it's been
good.
brilliant. It's been brilliant. It's been, hugely welcomed by so many people. And there's a huge team of people involved in putting it together over here on the ground as well.
So how many league operators y'all got on the ground now that's going to start with you so far?
I'm just a commentator. You're asking me questions.
You're
I'm
supposed
not
to know this
I
stuff.
Probably should know that. I'll have to go and find that one out for you. I think we've announced about maybe 9, maybe a dozen. I'm not entirely sure, but obviously there's a few more to announce already. Plenty more on the way.
I've noticed a lot of people, even over on the practice tables, they're not hitting quite high enough English to get the ball to grab.
Yeah.
It's jumping back and it's continuing. The top has wore off and they're not squatting their ball. It's a big part of all the games of pool.
Yeah, and one of the changes we have with international 8-ball rules that may be new for a lot of players, certainly playing in the event, is just, and it's minor again, like everything is minor, but it's the 8-ball on the spot rather than the head ball, and it just changes things out there a little bit.
Oh, absolutely! It changes the dynamics of the path, the path of the balls after the break. Like in 10-ball with the one on the spot, the front 2 balls, or 8-ball as well, the side pockets are your primary pockets that you're trying to make a ball.
We're chatting to Billy Thorp earlier on today. He was saying he felt it really helped him. He thought it was a really good setting there. He felt he was really comfortable in making balls, and he hit the break really well.
Well, I'm definitely excited. Here in a little bit, once I get moved to Tennessee and things, I'm going to get back into playing a lot more, and I'm excited to be a part of some of the events and just any way I can help and also play and participate.
That was a lovely shot from Dustin, although that wasn't.
Yeah.
Not sure where he was trying to go there, because
Well, he could always use his jump cue, right?
no jump shots. Well, he's actually been okay. A little bit fortunate with the way that's come out.
Yeah,
but
he got a little double kiss there.
yeah.
Yeah, he got really fortunate there. About the only thing he could do here is go off the 9 and try to get it snug up behind the 14. Or kick the 10 ball in. Now, he might be able to go off the 14 also with the cue ball and make the 10. Oh, wow, what a shot. He cut that 9 ball on the side. That was one great shot there. So he's probably going to shoot the 14 next. Go around for the 10. And he's going to use the 12 ball as his key ball. So do y'all use the term like key ball, like the ball before the 8 ball when y'all describing running out?
Sometimes, I mean, there's a lot of different terms that, but it's
Well, here in
great
America,
to hear.
and like when I teach, you start from the back of an 8 ball rack and you try to find the ball that would be the easiest shape position to the 8 ball.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was taught growing up as well.
Yes, sir. And so I try to always look for that key ball.
Well, that one's got away from Christopher.
Yeah, I think he might have been worried about the scratch a little bit, hitting it full. Yeah, he's going to stun this ball over or spin it over. Goodness gracious. He put the super stroke on there.
Yeah, now he's in trouble. I don't know why he didn't just come underneath it and take it up the table.
That's what I thought he would do.
Yeah.
Just stun it over a little bit and shoot the 3 up in the corner where his arm is right now. Oh, great shot.
It's a
See
good
if he gets
recovery.
rewarded.
No, he doesn't get the shape.
No. He may have room to cut it in the corner. Don't look like it.
Often the way you see with a lot of amateur players, though, for me, a lot of it comes down to decision making, and the decision to try and go up the table and back down was probably one that you didn't need.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
keep it simple wherever you can.
Kiss.
Oh, wow, how about that for a roll?
Keep
Jeez.
it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough shot here to even hit the ball.
Huge piece of fortune for Dustin Cook.
Yeah, like if he kicked at this ball 2 rails, you'd have to hit right there, right near the side pocket to be able to hit the ball. So that's ball in hand. So the score's going to be 3-1. No, 2-1.
2-1, yeah. And it could have been, this could have been anything here, really.
Yes, sir.
Dustin showed a little bit of class in that opening rack, but since then it's got scrappy. Both players are
I really
squandering
like that.
chances.
I really like that rack that y'all are using.
Yeah, the rack's fantastic. Smart rack. It's available on Ozone Billiards for pre-order. So
Okay.
if you want to get your hands on one, that's where you need to go, Ozone Billiards. Check out some more of the live scores. A few more matches just going on.
We got one close one over there. It's 6-5. That one may be over. Or once match is done, does it automatically come off the screen?
Yeah, automatically.
Okay.
So that is current live scores. They're currently
wow.
playing out there. All the scores. It's the way we're set up here. You can see scores on every single match, and that just shows you the current live scores that are playing. But if you want to see every single score in the tournament, ultimatepoolusa.com. There's your live scores. All the brackets are in there for every tournament.
So here's a unique perspective that I didn't realize until I was watching. So now the guy scratched off the break. The cue ball has to stay in the kitchen, but you can shoot any ball.
Any ball, any direction.
Yes, sir.
One of the other differences as well, if we're talking about rules and differences, if you jump the cue ball off the table rather than scratch, then it's anywhere on the table.
Okay.
So just a subtle difference there.
So if it leaves the bed of the table,
Yeah.
or hits the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, it can leave the bed of the table, but it has to make its way back onto the bed of the
Yes,
table
sir.
by its own, it can't be,
Now, what if it jumps up and it touches the wood on the rail and comes back on there?
it's fine.
Still,
Yeah, it's all
okay.
good. As long as it makes its way back onto the table by itself, you're absolutely fine.
Even during a shot?
Yeah.
I was playing a tournament one time down in South Texas, and I shot a ball real hard in the corner. cue ball jumps up on the rail at the one corner pocket, and it takes like 2 minutes spinning all the way over to the other, and it's stuck on top of the rail.
Yep. Yeah, you do see that from time to time. This has been a bit more like the opening rack here for Dustin.
Yeah.
It's been really good. It looks tight in the side here, but he's
at
played
least
for it,
tight
so it
in
must
both.
go.
Oh, it's way bigger. And
Yeah.
he had a big old winder there.
Yeah, that was much more like it from Dustin, and I think just the comfort level of getting a couple of frames on the board, he's settling in. That, you know, the new experience of being out there, maybe just starting to settle in, and you know, it's now he's just playing pool.
Well, that the company that's on his shirt there, the Brutal Game Gear, that used to be me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. And he's actually one of my students. I've worked with Dustin about 5 years ago. We did like an 8-hour class.
He learned everything from you.
Not everything, but I've helped him. I've helped show him some other things over the years and stuff too, as well.
Well,
He definitely loves pool, and he's wanting to get more into it.
from what we've seen so far, play more like frames or racks 1 and 4. Forget about 2 and 3.
Yes, sir. Did he make one?
Oh, he crunched it. Yeah, he's made one. That was an excellent break.
Yeah.
And he's got an opportunity here to now start to separate.
Yeah.
This is a decent layout
Yes,
for
sir.
him.
And everything's like end open. He really ain't got no key balls with either.
Yeah, he's fine here.
Either suit, you should be okay here. I noticed there's definitely a difference on the TV table, a little bit.
Yeah, well, the TV table has a slightly different cloth on it, but you've also got the lights out there.
Yes, sir.
You know, the
Yes,
way
sir.
it plays, for whatever reason, it just plays slightly differently.
Well, and they always have.
Yeah, he's a touch short there. He's okay.
He should be.
Yeah, just get back into the middle of the table and he's out, really.
Well, and if he had to, if he didn't really like the 7-ball, he could roll it down and shoot the 2-ball on the side. But he's going ahead and getting rid of his problem.
Yeah, it's just getting a little wild out there.
He might be in trouble here.
Yeah, I think I would have had the 2 balls my last ball. I would have wanted to keep it quite clean, and he was fine. He just needed to be straight in on the 7, and then he was pretty much out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so one gets away from him. That was an opportunity for 4-1.
Yeah, he definitely had a good opportunity there to break away. I don't really see no problems in this run out here as long as he just keeps everything under control. And so he's probably going to shoot the 15, draw it back a little bit. No, he's going in and shooting a 12. This could be dangerous here. Oh, good shot.
Oh, needs to be careful not to touch any balls. He's done well.
Yep. So he definitely probably needs to go from the 10 to the 14 next.
Just overdid it. Like, didn't need to.
Took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, just, I mean, it didn't really need to do too much. Just
No.
you kind of just punch it out enough to be on the 14, and you're fine. He's got a good result, mind you. It's fair. Dustin had this a couple of racks ago. Oh, what a shot!
Oh wow, good shot. I wonder if he's going to bank it or cut it in the side. What would be your betting before he does anything?
I like the cut, but it's a tough cut.
No, good shot.
Yeah.
He hit it a little firm. He's just got to be careful of the scratch up in the corner pocket. Either he's got to probably going to draw it with a little bottom right. No, he's going to roll it.
It's close. It's close.
I hate it when the hillbilly's right.
Well, that is a gift, an absolute gift for Christopher. Frame on the
So
board.
if you make it and scratch, it's a loss.
Yes.
What if you make it and don't scratch? I mean, make it in the wrong. Well, no.
You mean scratch?
If you just scratch, yes.
If you miss and you scratch, because I know that can be a frame, but no, that is just a standard foul.
Okay.
The 8 ball's still on the table, so it's standard foul, and off you go.
See, by the time I'll go play the next tournament, I'm going to know all the rules just from you, Mr. Simon. I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, it's Tough one that for Dustin, because you called it straight away. You know, it was natural, it was on, and he didn't see it. He's just played it hoping that he was okay, and that wasn't ideal. Because it wasn't difficult to just manipulate the cue ball, just like I say, just
all he had to do was just
touch a draw and
barely nip it a little bit. What's the word y'all use over there? Is there another word besides draw?
Yeah, there's a few. Screw would probably be the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I need to be educated.
Yeah. But we're over here playing American ports.
Yes,
It doesn't matter what terminology I grew up with. I'm over here for the
well,
American
in case you
game.
say it, I need to know.
Yeah.
No, I'd heard some of the say. I mean, I knew screw and. Oh, Dustin. He let that last rack frustrate him a little bit. I'm always a firm believer in walking and looking at my cut angle and then trying to always walk to where I want to be.
Yeah. Which is fine until we get down to 15 seconds
Yes,
a
sir.
shot, and then you
Yes,
need
sir.
to
Yes,
you need
sir.
to be a little bit more.
Yes, sir. You definitely have to process a lot quicker. He was trying to shoot shape on that 2 ball. He still got it. Did he get the 5 nudged out? No. Yeah. He's in a tough spot here. Yeah, he about just go off the 6 and try to freeze him to the back of the 7.
Not entirely sure where he's going there.
No, I think the new conditions, though, they all been practicing on the diamonds out in the arena, and it's probably got them both a little nervous and just a little.
Yeah, and that's one of the bigger challenges, is especially for, if these players have been out there practicing this morning, or they've been here for the mini tournaments over the last 24 hours or so, then this is very different the way it plays out there, and it's where a professional can adjust and get to grips with it really quickly. Some of the amateurs, it might just take them a little bit longer just to get that feel out there.
Well, he needed to come into them balls right there. I'd have come in the back door there and tried to break them balls out, because I had the 15 as a safety valve.
Yeah. Just wonder whether he thought, he just felt that he could get on the 11 and go into them that way. But I'm with you, just get them open and have a better chance. It could have been worse.
Yeah. He definitely needs to shoot the 7 ball right here and try to break that 4 ball out. No, that's the 5 ball. Sorry.
I think he'd be happy if he doesn't break it out to leave the bank, or.
Yeah, the bank is there.
He's getting frustrated now as well, as Christopher.
Yeah. He's definitely moving a little more than he needs to.
Yeah. There's a lot of movement on his shot, isn't it? I think that's adding to all this inconsistency out there.
Well, the way I describe it out here in America is that he's got fire ants in his britches. That fire ant keeps biting him in the butt every time he shoots a ball. So you got to learn how to speak like a hillbilly, britches.
We're teaching each other. Well, this frame all of a sudden feels... the last frame was a gift for Christopher, and it should have been 4-1, of course, to Dustin. But now if it goes 3-3, and both players have had so many chances in this frame, it's going to really hurt Dustin. But if it gets back to 4-2, then he can kind of forget about what's gone and still think, I'm too clear, I'm controlling this match. I just feel like this is a big moment, winning this.
See, I'd go ahead and shoot the 15 ball here to get the right angle on the 11 to get to the 14 as my 3rd ball, and I'd just use the ball over by the 4 as my key ball. He still got pretty straight on it. You're going to have to power it a little bit to get it over a little.
Yeah, he's okay here. Looks awkward, but it's fine. He's actually got a nice natural.
Yeah, he's got a good angle now. Even if he gets on that side of it, he's got the 4 to hold it for the 8. What are the pocket sizes here? Standard 4.5.
I think so. I'd have to get clarification on that. I actually didn't ask, to be honest with you. Just started commentating. Oh, Dustin does get himself 4-2 in front.
He looks calm and everything, though, even though, you know, he had that one game where he had a little bit of a trial there.
He's put together, he's certainly been the better of the two players, there's no doubt about that. He's certainly valued for his 4-2 lead, but he's looked good in parts, and then there's been some poor errors in there as well. He just needs to, in terms of going through the tournament, he just needs to just tidy that up a little bit and just kind of try and get a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, he come up to me before the match and he said, yeah, I'm going to be on that TV table.
Yeah, certainly aware.
I told him just be comfortable and take it ball by ball. That's all you can do. And he didn't know the gentleman.
Yeah.
He said, he asked me, he said, I wonder if he's from Europe or if he's from Canada.
Certainly does hit the break well.
Yes, he does. Wow, how many balls do you get behind the head string? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 balls.
Yeah, unfortunately, not one falls.
Yeah, no. I don't know if he really left anything.
I think he's got a 7 along the top.
Yeah, it looks like it'll go. Yeah, he had room.
So there's some issues on the solids. Just the 5 ball and the 8 ball, probably the big problems.
Yeah. I don't know what ball he can use. He might be. Well, he can draw it out now. I don't know with it being that close to rail. I don't know if he can get to the 13 ball. Uh-oh.
He tried. Could not.
Yeah, anytime that ball's that close to rail and you try to use power, it's hard to get a lot out of it as far as manipulating angles. See, I'd have probably shot the 9 ball first there. Did he get on the right side of it? No.
There's 2 problem balls are still there. That's the problem.
Yes, sir.
You got to deal with them early.
Well, he had 2 balls that could have got him shaped to the 10. And so I would have thought shooting the 9 or the 13 first and then the 9.
Especially that there's so little room for the 13. It just feels like that was the ball to get on when you got ball in hand.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you may have to play safe here. Or there's really no benefit in trying to bank the 14 here unless he gets perfect on the 13. So the 5 ball's still a problem for Christopher. So he's going to shoot this 4 ball and come across the table and break the 5 out, or get below the 1 ball up near the racking end and get an angle where he could get into the balls. Oh, good shot. I didn't even see that.
Does the 8 go though?
I don't think it does.
Well, he's not trying to do anything, so maybe he feels it does.
It might creep by there, but he needs to hit it real soft. So we're getting ready to have a 4-3 game. Oh, it does go.
Oh no! Oh, it's 1-all.
No.
1-all on the gifts.
Yeah.
It's Christopher's turn. It is Christmas out there.
Oh goodness! They're giving each other presents.
Yeah, and I think they've actually had some good interaction between them during the match. A little laugh and a joke every now and then. It's been played in a really good, relaxed atmosphere. This match.
Yeah. That's the way pool should be.
Yeah, and you have to say Christopher's worked a little bit harder for his than Dustin did. Dustin was just a straight natural in off. Dustin's had to just work the cue ball there. But a gift apiece. At least both players can see the funny side of it. But Dustin's sat in his chair and he's won a frame.
It's always good to see good camaraderie around the table and people enjoying it.
And that's, I mean, the serious business of being here and trying to win the tournament, of course, but this is a tournament that's open to all, and it is intended for people to come here and enjoy and experience ultimate pool, and that's what we want to see.
Absolutely.
You know, obviously you're all desperate to win out there, but it is great to see that camaraderie between the players.
There's one thing about it. For anybody that plays pool, they do it because they love it.
Yeah.
We got bit by the bugs, the way I like to say. And I just love the game. I've been doing it for over 50 years now. He tried to move that 3-ball, which I don't think he needed to.
It's a tight layout.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a couple of shots in the middle. If he gets right, he can certainly get out here, but it's a tight one.
This is like a Chris Milling special here.
What a shot that is.
Good shot, Dustin.
And that just separates enough, just pops the 8-ball into play.
Yep.
Certainly can get out now.
Especially if he just stops right now and then goes ahead and makes the 3-ball after this shot. Let's go ahead and do the 1 now, maybe.
That makes things trickier.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that double kiss. If you put any power, you run the risk of getting yourself out of position because the next ball is what's important. Yep. I don't know. He's going to have to try to. I mean, what can you do here? Try to put him up on something. I mean, he could try to go shoot the 6 off the rail and maybe nip the 2, and no.
Oh, it went.
Well, got me again.
Yeah, slid by.
I did not think it would go.
No, not at all. I was thinking about what sort of safety could he play.
Yeah, me too.
And he's just casually knocked it in. Well, maybe an unconventional route here, but it doesn't matter. When you're straight in on the 8-ball, it's worked.
Oh, absolutely.
And, well, Dustin's put another good finish together. He's certainly made 3 really good finishes in the match. Obviously a couple of scrappy ones in there as well, but he certainly, of the 2 players, deserves to be in front. And 6-2 maybe flatters him a touch, but he's certainly been the player of the match so far.
And they've both had opportunities to take advantage to where it could be even closer.
Dustin just 1 frame away from booking his place in the second round.
Well, as the hillbilly would say, if I was in Dustin's spot, hillbilly on the hill. It was actually my first website. The very first thing I ever had made, hillbillyonthehill.com.
Oh, wow.
And so when I was out playing pro pool, people would start saying it in the crowd. It'd like beat me to say it, and I'd just go, .com.
Love it.
Let's see here. There. Boy, them pockets are big on them breaks today.
Yeah.
Or at least in this match that I've seen.
I feel like has been throughout the tournament. Well, a long way back into this one for Christopher. The time on the clock is fine. He's still got 25 minutes, still got plenty of time, but he needs to start taking some chances. But the way this match has gone, you can certainly feel if he can just find something, put Dustin under it, you can still certainly see a turnaround. It's not as though Dustin's flying away. You know, he's been the stronger player, of course, but you know, he's been giving away opportunities. Christopher just needs to start taking a couple and putting the pressure back on.
See, I see a beautiful little safe right here where he could barely touch the 11 and freeze him totally to the ball, and maybe he'll be able to get ball in hand. He's got to quit that moving, though, boy.
Yeah. Has he got a clever shot he can play a little bit later on in the visit? He's got to try and find a way to place something onto the 8-ball, and obviously if you do that you risk it sticking and not coming out, but I don't see how else he's going to deal with the problem he's got up there.
Yeah, he needs to go ahead and shoot this ball on the side and bump that 2-ball. Well, looks like Dustin, as long as he gets a good line where he can break the 8-ball out, he should be okay in this rack. I tried to get a little angle on the 4 and go to the rail and come off and get to the 8. He may come after it right now. Nope. So he's got the right angle right here. Just make this ball a little bit of left-hand English. Come off the rail. Bump to 8. There you go. Well, now he tied the other one up. Now the 3 may go down there in this bottom right-hand corner if he can figure out a way to get shape underneath the 3. If he don't have to break it out. Well, here's Christopher's chance.
Yeah, this is a better chance than he had first up in this rack.
Yeah, if he can just get to that 11 ball, good shape on the 11 ball, he can fall in behind the 8 ball and be able to make it down in the corner pocket. Well, let's go, Christopher. Let's see if you can get out here, buddy. So he's going to shoot the 13, go to the side rail. Make sure he stays close to the side rail. He made it a little bit difficult to get a good shot on the 8 ball here. Or if he'd came all the way over to the side rail or stayed over there where he was, get him a little bit of an angle to get shape to the 8. Now he's going to have to power it. No, he had more room than I thought.
That's a nice shot. Got right
Real
behind
good shot.
this.
Used full pocket.
Yeah. And this is to really start the comeback. This is for 6-3.
There we go.
No.
Oh, no.
Wow.
He really didn't leave nothing good. I mean, he's going to have to shoot, what, the 3-1 combo?
Yeah, 3-1 combo gets you in. Good shot needed down the table for the 2, but this is an opportunity to win the match. And there's the combo.
Did he get straight in on the 6? He definitely needs a good angle to get to the 2, and I think he should be okay. But you got to use bottom left soft draw here, because if you try to shoot it hard, you're going to wind up. Yeah, he's going to have to bank this ball now. I don't think he can cut it in.
No, bank for the match though.
Yep. Now this counts, don't it?
It will count. Oh, what a way to win it. Not the pocket he intended, but it won't matter. He is going to go and win the match. A right smile from Christopher. He has had his chances in the match, though, you have to say.
Yeah, they both have.
But it is going to go against Christopher. Dustin marches on to the next round. Actually, really entertaining match. Really good to see both players out there enjoying the experience. Thank you for your company in the commentary. Now I'm going to run out there and have a few words with Dustin, see how he enjoyed his experience.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me in the booth, sir.
Well, welcome back everybody, back down to the arena. Apologies if you are waiting for our final game here of the afternoon session. Unfortunately, Torsten is not here at the venue and he has forfeited his match. So we do not have a match to show you, but we are going to take a break for a little while because of that. But we are going to start our evening session early, so we're going to get a few more matches on tonight. We're going to be back at 5 o'clock. We're going to show you a match, the opening match from the Louisiana Women's Open, and then we're going to show you 5 matches tonight from the second stage of the Louisiana Open itself. So we're going to have a couple hours break now, back at 5 o'clock for more coverage. Plenty to enjoy tonight, so join us again at 5 p.m.